Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. This would be the Jeff Cameron Show right here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Great to be with you. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning to it. I'm Jeff. That's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming free always. Don't miss anything. If you do miss something, we got you covered. All 3 hours to be posted upon the conclusion of the show, both to iTunes and our own audio vault, as well as the free WTSM app. Download that now for your mobile devices. Doesn't matter if that's an Android or iPhone. Should be good to go. Email us if you like. jcs@979espnradio.com. On Twitter, it's at J Cameron Show. It's also at 979 ESPN Radio if you want to Periscope. Hello, YouTubers. Good to see you. Hope you're well. YouTube, Jeff Cameron Show. Caught up. There we go. Florida State wins. Just a minor choo-choo. You don't get a full-throated choo-choo for a home win against a Miami team depleted, not very good, and one you should have looked better against. But you do get the win. But that's the difference between expectations. Yesteryear, every win's a choo-choo. These days, chugga. Got our win. Got a little flighty there. Got a little shaky there late, didn't we? Whole lot of, we're just not going to score for 4 straight minutes. And go ahead and have some defensive lapses along the way. And, this has gotten interesting in a hurry, hasn't it?
There were droughts, not just at the end of the game.
No,
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, look, you got a desperate Miami team who wasn't going to give up, nor should they. This was kind of it for them. They're in deep trouble now at 0-3. Had we lost that game, there's a good chance that we would have started the ACC campaign 0-3, obviously with Duke on the horizon. That's why the end of the game became so frustrating, because you thought you were going to let it get away from you after your depth and talent had done what was necessary in the second half to build a comfortable lead. But Miami came out and they scored early, but it's a 40-37 game with 14 minutes to play in the half, and then Florida State gets it going. We go through stretches where we just can't shoot. We just don't shoot the ball consistently well right now. And it can be very, very aggravating. Then there are moments where you feel very good about things. When man starts to play well and Savoy hits some shots, and the next thing you know, you're like, okay, we've got it going again. Kofor's coming on nicely since coming back from injury. But it was really strange because you get into that final 4 minutes of the game, and we're not running our offense, and then we're having defensive lapses, and that allows a team that has no business to be in that game. To get back in that game. And I don't know about you, but it's 64-60 with the $1:35 to play. I'm thinking about, thank goodness, that Miami has blown some opportunities here. There was the blown dunk on the putback and all kinds of things that ends up happening in the final couple minutes of this game. It was pretty scary there.
It just looks like when we get into late half-court sets, we don't know who is supposed to shoot the ball. And I don't mean that from who draws it up and how the offense is drawn up. It looks like we don't know who our closer is. And Trent Forrest has been that guy for us in the past. He has been held this year. The Purdue game, he closed out in a big way. But he will get into the second half routinely and have 2 points, no points, 4 points. And you just wonder, man, if we decided to feature him more, or if he decided to take that onus on himself a little bit more, what kind of player could he be? But even still, Leonard's post-game last night, he said he's dealing with some sort of turf toe, which in basketball, that's killer, man.
Turf toe, by the way, is a brutal injury, and there are people who've had their careers ruined. Obviously, I'm not suggesting that's going to be the case with him, but oftentimes it ends up leading to surgery. So people hear turf toe, they're like, get over it. No, it's it can be a problem, a real lingering problem. And I do think it's affected him. It was interesting to hear Leonard say that. I didn't know that. And so that now makes some sense. He's not attacking the rim. Teams are doing a lot to take that away, too. You can sag against us because at any given time there may be nobody on the floor that can really shoot it. And I'm not trying to paint us as a bad team. We're a good team, good basketball team with real expectations. But we go through droughts and stretches where we don't shoot the ball real well.
Well, and we're also in a place where the roles are not defined yet.
Yeah.
And clearly Leonard wants it to be that way. He's trying to find out who guys are by putting them on the floor in situations that, for the younger guys especially, less experienced players, and a guy like Nichols who hasn't played at this level as much, and he's come on quite nicely, he's got to figure out who the dogs are this year, who can he ride with when we have to shorten the bench, who can he go to if we're in foul trouble. He's in an exploratory phase, It almost cost us last night, but that's the place he appears to be going. We talked about it after Saturday's game against Virginia.
Yeah.
You bring in like the second, it's like a
bring
line
another
change.
wave, right?
It's another
after
wave
you'd
of guys.
made a couple of threes and you're up 8-4. Yeah.
They got overwhelmed at that test. This time they probably, Vassell hit a corner three. Raquan Gray looked good in the first half. Nichols obviously was really comfortable, dribble drive, pulling up for a 10-footer or 12-footer.
Yeah, 13 points, 5 of 8 shooting. He was our guy from a scoring standpoint.
Right. So and some investments are paying off, but there are growing pains, and they are dangerous growing pains at times.
The thing I'll say about that is, in a microcosm, this game, and those efforts to play this many people and get something out of newcomers and guys that you feel like have a real upside, the more they get valuable minutes in important games, the more you can play them and still get wins, is really true of what he's done this season. So this game is representative of this season. You're allowing a lot of guys, including the newcomers, to get opportunities. And I just wonder, as MJ Walker gets healthier and as Trent Forrest maybe gets past this, Terrence Mann gets healthier. Terrence just came back to practice for the first time the day before the Miami game. He's been missing time with an injury. And Phil Kofer continues to come back from his injury. Does that rotation shorten and you really begin to rely on 7 or 8 guys as you get into the bigger games? But meanwhile, you're stealing minutes, you're stealing games in conference, or you're stealing wins on the season because you can. You're deep enough and talented enough to do that and get away with it. So what are you doing simultaneously? Well, you're resting those core guys that I'm talking about that you're eventually going to have to rely on more heavily from a minute standpoint, right? You're getting them the downtime they'll need to still have their legs as we get deep into conference play and, most importantly, on into March. It feels like, I don't know, but it does feel like maybe he's doing that. Last year's team, we talked about this all the time, we would steal minutes at the beginning of games, and you'd leave a group out there that you weren't in love with.
Yeah.
And if you had that lead or you sustained a working margin, he'd leave them out there. And then you're going every minute that goes by when some of the less skilled, less effective scorers are on the floor, the better off you're going to be in the second half when you got to have it. And that worked. It ended up working frequently against even the best teams in the conference. And you feel like maybe this year, with the expectations after the Elite Eight season, that we're trying to steal games that way. Now, obviously, you can't do that on the road against Virginia, although we got valuable minutes for guys in an important game against a very good team. If you do that and guys, say you roll out there with Kamaji and some of these other guys and they're not playing well against a Duke, you really risk getting blown out. But that said, even if you got your studs out there the entire time and you're playing them extended minutes, you probably lose to Virginia on the road. You probably lose to Duke this Saturday. And the remaining schedule works out in a way after this game, after this upcoming Duke game, to where you have Pitt. Now, you got to be careful. They're better, and you got to go on the road, so we'll see. But it starts to shake out in a way that is very favorable, where you feel like you should win 10 or 11 conference games and be in a good position as we enter postseason.
I wouldn't be surprised if we continue, at least for the first half, to extend a lot of minutes to a lot of players.
Yeah, well, he's doing it now. Yeah.
Well, if you look at it from the perspective of he's already doing it, that's one way of it. But we're also playing Pitt on Monday on the road, and you got to win one of these two at the very minimum. So do you want to be dead on Monday night after airing it out against Duke and you come up short, or maybe you don't? Or would you rather manage everybody's minutes and continue what he's doing, which is, it's something Leonard's telling us in the post-game press conferences. He's saying, I feel very fortunate we're in the position we are in while we are still developing. And that clearly means to me that he wants to continue giving a lot of different players, younger players and experienced players, these key minutes. What that doesn't excuse, though, is when we start the second half.
Lack of execution and...
Well, with Kumaje. Do we by that point in the game in the second half, you knew, even though he was getting great looks, I get it, he's getting really good looks, his confidence wasn't in a good place. We get to a media timeout in the second half.
Unless he's dunking the basketball, he's not scoring the basketball. I mean, what are we doing?
But we still, when he's on the court, offensively speaking, it's a bit of a black hole, man. We have to feed it into the post, and it's arduous. And then Kabengele comes in. I get it. He needs to get much better in terms of being disciplined when it comes to drawing fouls.
That's true.
But he comes in the game, and you can feel it. We are unburdened offensively. We went crazy the moment he came back in the game. And you look at the box score, and Chris was playing 13 minutes. It feels like 33.
You're echoing the sentiments much of our fan base, because even when he's effective, and he's not right now, but even when he is, fans can't stand him being on the floor. It's nothing against him personally. They just they feel like it's 4 against 5.
I don't go that far, because there are times when he's a matchup nightmare, and
he alters shots, and he does so many
He'll
things.
be 4 of 4 from the field, and it's like he's got 8 points and 6 boards in like 11 minutes.
And you don't
like,
even really realize,
these are the most efficient minutes anybody could possibly have. But last night was not one of those nights. The game was close in the second half, and we're still feeding him in the post. Come on now.
First guy that is going to begin to see his minutes diminish greatly is Anthony Polite, who was useless.
He had a rough night.
Yeah, no, it's not going to. I'm not saying he's useless. I'm just saying he was useless. Yeah, and in a very limited span of time that he was on the floor.
But here's the thing. If you keep investing, we would say the same thing about Savoy, right? Entering this game against Miami, but he hits a big jumper followed by a big 3. And I'm not talking about just the game against Miami. If he comes out and shoots well against Duke, you can credit the investment that Leonard is making in these types of moments for the reason why PJ shoots well on Saturday.
Came off the bench.
I understand that.
So what I'm saying is,
but he's not done with them, and those are big minutes he's playing out there in the second half.
But this is important. We said this was going to happen. Obviously, when Kofor came back, we were looking at who's getting jettisoned to the bench. Yeah. Well, it was going to have to be Savoy, because as a starter, he's not very good. He's great off the bench, or he can be, if he's hitting shots. And obviously, 4 of 10 shooting's better than what he's been doing, and he did hit a couple of threes. So 2 of 8 ain't great, but okay, I'll take that. Now, but again, when he's having to play extended minutes, you really are in trouble, because he doesn't defend and he can't create his own looks. So he's a guy who comes off the bench, can give you instant offense, can give you something in spurts. I like that we put him back on the bench. He responded too, by the way. I think that's his role. So.
Well, and for MJ Walker, I think it was 20 minutes he played last night. How does he fit into this? And I'm not talking about the whole season, but how do we get him ramped up to where he could be playing upper 20s and lower 30s of minutes? Because to me, he's credited with 2 steals last night, but I thought he was really good defensively, and he looks to be under control. The speed of the game does not look to be too much for him. So at what point can we lean on him for more minutes?
He continues to be an enigma to me. I don't know what I should be expecting of MJ Walker the rest of this year on into next year. Leonard would get very mad at all of us if we were to label him at this stage of his career, second year here, as a bit of a bust based on what he was ranked coming out of high school, right? If you looked at what he was ranked and what he was thought to be coming out of high school, you would say, I don't know that we're getting that right now. But this is more of a traditional rise to the player he's going to be, right? This is more of a, well, not everybody walks in and is a one-and-done guy. I mean, you got to give some guys time, and Leonard's defensive scheme is very complex, okay? And a lot of guys come in and they get bogged down trying to learn it. And if you don't know it, or you're having to think a lot about it, it can affect you on the other end of the floor. It can affect your overall game because you can't just play. But there are a lot of things at play here. That could be part of it. He's still trying to figure it all out, and that affects his ability to play loose.
One question I would have, and this is from somebody who just didn't play the game at an advanced level enough. And honestly, like I go and study football a hell of a lot more than I do basketball. So I don't know how much it means, but in other sports it certainly does. And a group of 5 on the court, if you get used to each other, I would think you're better defensively, rotations. You know enough about a guy, a teammate of yours that, all right, well, if he's going to collapse here, I got him. That's his tendency, is to do that. I mean, penalty killers in hockey are like that. It's a group of 4, and you got to know each other inside and out. We rotate so much. I wonder if some of our problems defensively, when it comes to giving up open threes. Well, we gave up open threes a bunch last night. I know Miami didn't shoot well, but it wasn't for a lack of opportunity there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Duke is coming to town, dude. If you do that same thing, yikes.
Duke is averaging over 90 points a game.
Yeah, there you
go. Listen, you can never underestimate the fact that the TLC does not allow for you just to roll on in here and think you're going to walk out with a victory. That home record is substantial these last couple of years, no doubt about it. So I stopped short of saying what I said before we played Virginia, which was that I thought we'd go on the road against Virginia and get blown out, and we did. I feel like we're going to get blown out by Duke. And I'm just being honest, when I'm doing that finger on the pulse of this team thing, I'm telling you right now, we're a little discombobulated. We're not quite right, it ain't good to be not quite right before you face that team with 3 of the top 10 picks in their starting 5 coming up in this year's NBA draft, right? But I've been over there, and I never thought I'd say it, or infrequently, anyhow, that I think I'd say it. I've been over there where that energy is shifted, when this fan base is locked in and excited to be somewhere and invested emotionally. That place is energized, and our team can feed off of that. And I know I sound like a rah-rah guy here. I'm just saying I've seen that. I've been down on floor level for that. You have too. We've all been there. So I'm not going to say it's not possible, but it seems unlikely that if we play like this and we have these moments where we have these defensive lapses and we're still trying to figure it all out in minutes and all, that we'll be in that game in the second half. But hopefully the magic of the TLC comes into play come Saturday.
Yeah, my general question is, if you mix and match guys that much, how much does that impact the ability to not be in the right place at the right time, to account for a teammate when he collapses and rotate the way you're supposed to? Because we've seen Leonard's defenses, of course, in the past. I'm not just talking about the junkyard dog days, but how about last year in the tournament?
Oh, in the tournament, we were great.
It was incredible, the rotations we saw. But one of the benefits to Saturday's game is it's 2 p.m. and not 9 p.m. Last night's atmosphere was good. Do not get me wrong. Last night's atmosphere was better than I thought it would be. But it's a 2 p.m. game, man. This is pre-early bird. So the people on the sidelines, they're going to be loud and ready to go. It should be a great, energetic, crazy energetic atmosphere.
Well, we'll be at the deck beforehand, and I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully people will come out and join us and enjoy some delicious pizza and drink specials as they kind of make their way from downtown location there, the old Po' Boys, the deck that we all know and love, over to the arena. And, you're right. I think the fan base will be great tomorrow. I think it'll be energized and exciting, and people will be ready to go. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but got to have that. Got to have that. Plus, it's fun.
You got to make some shots, too, for the
and
perimeter.
I'll be honest with you. It's so rare I say this because I'm about us, and I don't really care about any other team in the ACC, and I don't get, caught up in all that the way the SEC folks do. But seeing Zion in person, let's be honest, that's going to be pretty special. I mean, the dude's a freak. It's when you get an opportunity to see a guy that is of this ilk. That is to say, you don't see too many people 6'8", 280 pounds with this athleticism. It's a new wave of player, and you're going to get to see it in person.
I'll try and make this the last time I say it, but I wish we had Obiagu, man.
Well, hell, I wish
for this
that
specific
every
challenge.
5 minutes, just randomly driving down the road. Tens of thousands of customers choose Andro 400 every month because Andro 400 melts away stubborn belly fat, helps you easily lose excess pounds, increases your energy, muscle mass, and strength, improves your mood. It does so naturally, safely, boosts your testosterone with no side effects. Andro 400 is very affordable, costing much less than other testosterone boosters. Offers a 90-day money-back guarantee. That's good. No questions asked, satisfaction guarantee. Here you go. Here's how you order. 888-510-9336. Or you go to andro400.com and use the coupon code Jeff for a discount on your order. andro400.com or com, coupon code Jeff.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men on a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Pub in downtown Tallahassee for a pre-game party and walkover. Doors open at 11 a.m. and you'll be treated to happy hour all day, including $4 pints of Proof 850 and Mango Wit, $2 off signature cocktails, $5 monkey bread, plus $1 off all other pints of beer. And we're giving away a $50 gift card to The Deck, Tallahassee's home for the best Neapolitan pizza on the deck you've come to know and love. The Deck Pizza Pub. See you Saturday, starting at 11 a.m.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
Hey, sports fans, who's on your Mount Rushmore of baseball? I'm going with Ruth, Cobb, Aaron, and Mantle. Football, I've got Bradshaw, Peyton, Montana, and Brady. In basketball, Jabbar, Jordan, Bird, and LeBron. This debate could go on and on, but when it comes to the Mount Rushmore of personal injury law in Tallahassee, the choice is clear. Fonville, Lewis, Messer, McConaughey. Recently voted Tallahassee's best law firm, so avoid the underdog and go with the favorite. Fonville, Lewis, Messer, McConaughey.
Our descent will arrive in TLH shortly.
Oh, I'm so happy to be home.
Once we land, you can take off again with savings from the City of Tallahassee.
What do you mean?
The City of Tallahassee offers rebates for up to $300 in savings when you purchase energy-efficient appliances.
Wow, that would be a huge help.
The city also offers free energy audits.
What's an energy audit?
It's when an energy auditor comes to your home at the time that's convenient for you, examines your structure, and checks your energy and water systems. Then, they recommend changes that could save you energy, water, and money. The city also offers free ceiling insulation grants for qualifying customers.
Man, the city sure offers a lot of ways to save money. Once we land, I will check out all of the products and services the city has to offer. This makes me proud to call Tallahassee home.
Thank you for flying with us today. Don't forget that you can take off with savings with the City of Tallahassee. From rebates for Energy Star appliances to insulation grants. You can save energy, water, and money. Visit talgov.com for more information.
Hi, this is Peter Bond, owner of Jerry's Cigar Shop. Jerry's has been a local favorite for cigar enthusiasts for the last 25 years. We have the largest walk-in humidors in town, filled to the brim with an amazing cigar selection. Relax in one of our leather chairs and enjoy an ice-cold beer or a glass of wine with your cigar. Jerry's is a great place to watch sports on our big flat-screen TVs and offers a comfortable setting for lively conversation. Visit our original store on Scherer Road or our new second location on Cary Forest Parkway. We hope to see you soon.
You check things all the time, like your email every 10 seconds, or your ex's Instagram. But what about checking something as important as your credit? Well, Discover makes it quick, easy, and best of all, free. Discover is now offering FICO credit scores to everyone for free, even if you're not a customer. And checking your score won't hurt your credit. We call it the Discover Credit Scorecard. And once you know your score, you should check to see if your current credit card is the best fit for you. Check your credit, compare your card. Go to discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
Sunday, it's the divisional round of the NFL playoffs as we bring you a special doubleheader. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, Tom Brady and the Patriots host Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. Then, the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles try to knock off Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. The NFL playoffs are right here.
On 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster. You're locked in with the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Kids just leaping into that portal. They're everywhere. Portal diving. Woo! Into the portal.
Did you almost slip?
No, I was sliding into the
portal. Oh, you were sliding. Okay.
I was purposely sliding into the portal. Tate Martell leaping in the portal. Jalen Hurts into the portal. Kids all over the country into the portal.
Apparently, Amir Rasul also into the portal.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, you could just be
Throw
doing that to
your name
see
in the portal to see who's out there.
You come right back to school. Who knows?
In the portal I go. I don't blame that kid.
Poor Amir Rasul.
Oh, forget about it.
It's like Team Ryan Green, man.
I know. I like Amir too. Kid runs hard the few times a year you see him. I was happy when he scored. Come on, Amir, I got you. I understand. If you need to portal this thing, you portal it.
Well, he was listed to be, wait a minute, sorry, breaking news, Jaquez Patrick coming back for year 12. Just kidding.
Yeah.
But that's how he felt. He's like, oh, okay.
Hey, coming back, are you?
It's coming back. Well, that's okay. We've got a new fast offense. So we're going to keep going to Jaquez.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yesterday, as we prepared for the court report, I got bogged down in studying, a little bit of college basketball as we transitioned, and we were talking to Gary Parrish and all that other stuff. I missed where on Instagram, I just don't follow it, and sometimes during the show I'm not on Twitter either. My mistake. DeAndre Francois announcing that he had unfinished business and would be coming back to the Knowles, and I got home and I saw this and I went, oh, I should have probably addressed that. Sorry about that, but here you go. I don't address what kids say on Instagram. And unless they're criticizing the team or announcing that they're transferring or something like that in a shocking manner, I'm probably not even going to notice it. Also, this particular kid has a way of drawing attention to himself in certain circumstances and situations that I don't want to be a part of.
That's the one I agree with, the second part there, yeah.
So, Instagram announcements aren't binding in any way, and you can, whatever.
Unfinished business. What's there left to do?
Well, for starters, he's in class. You're not going to kick him out of school, nor should you. So
you can't.
Good young man, go get your degree. I know you didn't finish up yet, and you're going to finish up now. That's what we want you to do. That's what everybody wants you to do. Good on you for taking classes to get that finished up. What you guys are asking me is, do I see that as he's definitely going to be here on the team next year? And I don't think that means that. I know that maybe that's the look he's going for there, and maybe he thinks that. I don't know if that's true. Maybe he is going to be here. I could have it wrong, and if he is back, I think it's a mistake. It feels a bit like an anchor, and I would think that they should move on. But it, as for now, does mean that certainly he's taking classes, he's on campus, and he still can be part of the team in the spring. Which, by the way, when I was talking about this, I did say that I thought there was a chance that happened. I think he's got to weigh options here. He's got to, I think that there's going to have to be a discussion.
Well, clearly there wasn't an obvious home for him to go to at this point. But I think the key there is the classes, right? He had to graduate so he could walk to another school and play next year.
That's correct.
So, remember, even I think it was Clint Trickett. He completed through the spring, and then he was gone. Bailey Hockman did it last year. Now it's a bit of a different circumstance when it comes to immediate eligibility. He went to a middle ground place where he could get his AA before NC State.
Right, but DeAndre will have his degree when he finishes up these classes.
Yeah, he has to finish the classes
first. Got to finish the classes first, and then I think that he will be gone. Now, listen, is there a possibility that's not going to happen that way and that he is going to try to come back and be part of this group? Perhaps that's his intention. I would be surprised. I'll stick by what I said. I doubt very seriously. I don't think he'll be on this team in the fall.
The thing you have to do here, if you're Willie Taggart, is allow Kendall Briles to evaluate his film, and if Kendall believes that he's going to be a better player, that's we're the best player for the job that we in terms of the options we have, then you have to let Kendall run his offense. But you better tell him, if Willie believes it, what the dynamics of the locker room are and what the dynamics of the leadership structure are, because this team loves James Blackman. That's just true. And if what you're telling me from earlier in the week is true, that we intended to redshirt the kid all along, then I don't know that starting DeAndre Francois was always because of merit.
I don't know that we did. They wanted to be if he wasn't going to start, then he wanted to be redshirted.
Okay, well, that's a bit of a nuanced addition to the point.
Yeah, I think, and when exactly that decision was arrived upon is open for debate, obviously.
Okay, but if they made that decision, so when Willie was poo-pooing the idea because it was always going to be DeAndre after the NC State game, that's not about merit, though. That's about a redshirt status, right?
It's also a little bit about we couldn't protect him, and I don't know. He's 105 pounds. I don't know.
The kids play harder for Blackman. I think we can all say that and agree with that.
Listen, I just described the other quarterback as an anchor. So, yes. I think, listen, it's just, good God. You want to talk about coupling bad news and concern and everything else. All right, I can't ignore that obviously Willie Taggart is being sued. Now, that doesn't mean that he's necessarily going to be part of something that sees him having to part along with Oregon and the strength and conditioning coach O and $11 million as he's being sued for. But it is bad PR. There's no doubt about that. It's never good to have your head coach's name alongside an $11 million lawsuit. Feels like Willie could use some good news. Need some good news. Would like to hear about a particular quarterback transfer, something like that here soon. That certainly reveals something positive going on within the program. Now, I think they did a pretty good job in recruiting. We'll see what happens in February. And certainly the good news that Akeem Dent is coming is out there. It's just that it just feels like everything right now is a bit of a cluster. And because we haven't finalized the coaching staff, DeAndre's saying whatever he's saying, we're still waiting on other news. It just feels like we're in limbo.
What does your gut tell you Willie's feeling about DeAndre is? This time last year, he was criticizing him left and right. And then 6 months ago, when we were in camp, it was like nothing. I mean, or the ACC meetings that you attended in Charlotte, he was willing to say he was betrayed and was backing him all the way.
He said that he said that DeAndre was an interesting kid and that you have to kind of understand him and that he felt like he was betrayed by the previous coaching staff and whatever else was added in there. I mean,
middle of the season, he laughs off the notion that, the fans or anybody would question whether or not DeAndre would be the quarterback for the team. It's a really bizarre relationship. And if you were trying just to get by in year one by doing whatever you had to do, then you got to cut bait before year two, man. I mean, are we just going to keep on doing this song and dance until he's finally out of eligibility? Because what if we get to fall camp and you have all the media availability? Is the dynamic between him and James? Is he going to respect Willie Taggart by not speaking for him? And then what happens to the fan base in terms of enthusiasm if he's your starter? Would Kendall Briles, the hire of Kendall Briles, outweigh the fatigue we feel with DeAndre Francois?
Yeah, I'm waiting to get more answers before I really expound upon the opinion I already have given and said about the situation with DeAndre Francois. I'd like a little bit of clarity before we move forward. I do know now that what that does to the spring depth chart is James Blackman, DeAndre Francois, Jordan Travis, and then, I mean,
once again, he did it on Instagram, right?
Right.
So he didn't do it through a university release?
No.
Okay.
Again, that's partly why I didn't address it, Tom. It's an Instagram post. Okay, that's your intent. Got it.
Right.
Got it.
That also speaks to, come on, man.
Well, no, these kids don't have bans from social
understand.
media. There's no social media bans here.
I know.
So he's going to say what he's going to say.
You got guys popping off on coaches and stuff.
He says a lot. So I just, again, I get myself in trouble if I go any further. I've already told you what I think. Everybody knows what I think about this, and I'll continue to say I'm very, very doubtful that DeAndre Francois is the starting quarterback in the fall for Florida State. I'd be surprised if he's here in the fall. I'll just say that.
People agree with you, disagree with you, whatever. I think we're all tired of it. I think we're all tired of the topic. There seems to be no definition to things. There's no clean lines about things right now.
Right.
Everything's in freaking
it's
limbo.
Muddled.
Coaching
we're
staff,
in limbo,
recruiting,
right? Yeah. It's we're in the dark here. It feels awfully shuffled. It just convoluted. It feels yes. I think that's an apt description. It's Jeff Cameron Show 97.9 ESPN Radio.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
That backfield didn't that snap, but this is going to be something we've never had before. This is a leap of faith to say, with today's NFL, he can play at 5'8", 5'9", 5'9.5". We'll see.
If Murray ends up going to the NFL, he'd have to return his signing bonus with Oakland, which is almost $4.7 million. Former Packers coach Mike McCarthy tells ESPN's Rob Demovsky he'll sit out the 2019 NFL season, but that he wants to coach again in 2020. McCarthy only pursued one job for next season, and that was with the Jets. The team decided to hire Adam Gase. The Panthers have told linebacker Thomas Davis they will not re-sign him. The 35-year-old Davis says he hopes to find another team for next season. ESPN's Tom Van Haren reports after a redshirt year and a year backing up Dwayne Haskins, Ohio State quarterback Tate Martell may decide to transfer to another school. Other teams can now contact him to see if he's interested in leaving Columbus. Kansas offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey is expected to be named the new head coach at Troy. Lindsey joined the Kansas staff just in December after serving as the offensive coordinator at Auburn.
Coming this February.
Russell Wilson extends the hands. He has it. Wilson, quick throw. And it's intercepted. Intercepted to Malcolm Butler. Butler has it at the 1. Malcolm Butler stepped in front of the throw.
No way. For the first time, Tallahassee's Sports Monster is your home for the biggest game of the year.
Zero's on the clock. It's over. The Eagles have beaten the New England Patriots.
Super Bowl 53 is on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Hi, Chris Kraft for Kraft Nissan. Look around. That's right, you see Nissans everywhere. Tallahassee has officially become a Nissan town. Kraft Nissan Town. Why? Because Kraft Nissan has the best pricing, best selection, and the best buying experience in town. And at Kraft Nissan, you get the best value for your dollar with more standard features, our exclusive and the original lifetime warranty, our easy choice menu that gives you a price and payment in writing, our New For You program that helps people with damaged credit, and every new 2018 Nissan we sell has available 0% interest for 60 months, plus $1,000 over Kelley Blue Book for your trade. Best of all, my people are the best in the business. They'll greet you with a smile and a handshake, and they know your time is valuable. My managers are always accessible, and of course, you can always ask for me or my brother Peter. Bottom line, if you need a new or pre-owned car, you need to experience the Kraft difference. Great people, great product, great price, with the best car buying experience in town. Kraft Nissan on Mahan Drive between Academy Sports and Costco. And remember, if you don't see the Kraft tag on your car, you paid too much, way too much.
The Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce, who's celebrating their 95th year in business this year, would like to recognize their newest members.
Hi, I'm Corey Melton, the Vice President of Membership, and I'm proud on behalf of the Chamber to welcome our newest members from December. Canopy Gardens, Center for Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy, Compass Community Pharmacy, Danton Consulting, Data Set Ready, Eck Realty, Fleming Consulting Services, Florida Pro Computing, Golden Corral, Independent Colleges and Universities of Florida, Kiever McKee Engineering, Nuvita Weight Loss, Park Avenue Inn, Parker Services, and Ricardo's.
The Chamber is proud to support over 1,400 local businesses representing over 60,000 employees. For information on how your business can be a part of the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce, contact Corey Melton at 850-521-3104. Once again, contact Corey Melton at 850-521-3104.
Tonight, it's a Pac-12 battle when UCLA heads to Oregon. Hey, how are you, folks? This is Jason Horowitz of Westwood One. Join Justin Kutcher and PJ Carlissimo live from Eugene for all the action. Can the Bruins win a third straight since firing head coach Steve Alford? Or will the Ducks get their first conference win of the year? Tune in to find out. If it's NCAA basketball, it's right here
on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's Sports Monster.
This is Golick and Wingo.
Kawhi Leonard put up 21 and got booed every time he touched the ball. He chose not to come back to the teams, and the fan voiced their displeasure. They have every right to do that. I have no problem with that at all. That guy chose to go to another team. That's all fans need to care about.
If that's the only barrier, then LeBron James should get booed when he goes back to Cleveland.
Maybe he will.
That's idiotic. Kawhi Leonard is a finals MVP.
Yeah.
He's that clout going back there.
My point, I have never have a problem if a fan wants to boo a player. I can say I don't think they should boo him, but they have every right to boo him.
I mean, you can have a right to do everything, and and I can disagree with
That's
that.
exactly right.
I mean, that's having a problem
boo
with
away.
it.
I have no problem with you booing. I don't.
If the Cavs did that to LeBron, I would have a major problem with
But
them
they
doing
didn't.
that.
So obviously they felt different about him. And the fans in San Antonio felt differently about Kawhi Leonard and booed him.
I wonder how often a returning Finals MVP has been booed by his former home team.
Well, we know at least once.
Golick and Wingo, weekdays at 6 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
This past Sunday against the Ravens, played 32 snaps at outside linebacker, 14 at slot corner, 9 at free safety, and 4 as inside linebacker. On the season, he split his snaps between a lot of positions: outside linebacker, free safety, slot corner, inside linebacker, boundary corner, defensive tackle. Defensive tackle.
That must have been 3rd and 20, but yeah.
That's really cool. Majority of his play has been at outside linebacker and free safety, but he is almost 50% of his snaps are at outside linebacker.
So who do you put him on this week? Do you put him on a slot receiver? You put him on Gronk? Do you put him on a back?
I love him. I love him on a back, and I'm fine with him on Gronk. Certainly, no, I'm not putting him on a slot receiver. But yeah, that's in the order. I'd shut it down with Gronk unless I feel better about a linebacker who, I got to see how healthy Gronk is. These games, it's weird with Gronk. You can tell pretty early on, is he a shell of himself or is he back to being a man-child? So that you're going to want to get that feel. And, I would think the combination of him rushing the passer and being on Gronk are the two things you'll see the most from Derwin James this weekend. That would make sense.
Well, the question is, does he have to? It's a much different game plan week to week for Lamar Jackson than it is for Tom Brady. All one does is move, and all the other guy can do is everything but move. So the question is, will the pass rush be enough with Ingram and Bosa by themselves that Derwin can just be back in coverage? I mean, yes, on 3rd and obvious, maybe he brings pressures to get the ball out of Tom Brady's hands quicker, but they might be able to do it without Derwin James lurking around the line of scrimmage.
In that case, he's on Rob, I would think. Gronkowski, the next-gen stats that the NFL provides says this: tight ends caught 11 of 26 targets with James as the nearest defender this year. That would be the lowest catch percentage allowed by any defender versus tight ends in the NFL. Stands to reason. He's so fast and big. He could cover tight ends.
If Vita pans out in Tampa, do the Bucs make the right trade? Or make the right pick, I should say.
Well, with our secondary being so bad, it's really easy right now, certainly, plus our affinity for Derwin James being a null, to say that they blew it. But I want to win the line of scrimmage. I want to dominate the line of scrimmage. I want to stop teams from running the football. And so if Vita turns out to be a Pro Bowler, I like the pick. I'll just say that. I like the pick. It's possible to say that both teams got it right. That hey, you wouldn't not want Derwin James, but in a situation where you're trying to dominate the line of scrimmage, is it ever bad to get a dominant defensive tackle? I can't complain about the pick if he pans out. This year, Derwin James is the victor in that head-to-head debate, but Vita didn't start the year on the field, for starters, because he was injured. But by season's end, Vita was a difference maker, and the Bucs defense got better because he was on the field playing consistently.
Well, the question is for Tampa now that Bruce Arians was introduced today, Todd Bowles, after yesterday's 11th hour drama, that's over. When Bowles takes a look and evaluates, do the Bucs jettison Gerald McCoy? Do they play a 3-4 and is Vita the linchpin in the middle of that?
Right.
I mean, what do you do? It's a great question. Now, he's an awesome piece to have, whether or not you're a 4-3 or a 3-4 if he's healthy, but that's a big overhaul for your home for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Also, is 97.9
ESPN Radio.
So this is germane to that, to our station's discussion and talking points. But yeah, I mean, it's hard not to in the middle of the season go, God, if we just had Derwin, because our secondary was so god awful.
Our secondary was god awful.
Got better under Duffner though.
Well, and Derwin playing so much outside linebacker and doing the stuff. I mean, he's just so versatile. He helps you in so many ways. But at the end of the day, I will tell you, if we're projecting a couple of years down the road, if Villa is a dominant force inside, I'm going to like that pick more. And doesn't mean I don't love Derwin James and root for him. And he's a great player, and I love that Chargers team. You know I do. I like their weapons. I like a lot of what they bring to the table beyond angry Phillip Rivers and Derwin James. There's a lot of talent there. So, and I think they got a great chance this weekend to go in and beat New England, to take out Tom Brady in New England. It's a tall task to say here, to say that this is going to happen now, because history tells you it's not going to happen now. That New England wins these games at home, and teams coming off the bye win because they're rested at this stage of the season.
Baltimore has been that antidote, right? If you think that the Patriots are a poison to the NFL, because they could go to Foxborough and play them tough every time. They beat them twice outright, should have beat them a third time. Lee Evans with a drop in the end zone. But what was it about what they were able to do? They were able to run the football, so Melvin Gordon would have to be big if the pattern holds. But they were able to play physical defense. A couple of those were all-time defenses. This is a good defense.
Very good defense.
The traditional linebacker level was not really involved in this past week's game plan against Baltimore, but that front is ferocious, man.
Segueing over, and we've got time to do it, and we'll get into it a lot tomorrow. But, the Saints-Eagles is an interesting game, if only because, first of all, everybody will be on the Saints, rightfully so. And let's not forget, I think they beat the Eagles 48-7 the last time they played this year. A humiliating loss. It was a very different-looking Philadelphia team, and New Orleans couldn't have played them at a better time. But Drew Brees, again, kind of a final, that secondary push for the Hall of Fame guys that we talk about. You got a lot of guys right now doing that. These playoffs feature 3 such guys doing that, whether you're talking about angry Phillip Rivers, whether you're talking about Drew Brees, and obviously Tom Brady. You've got 3 old-timers with something left in the tank having great years. Drew Brees on the season, 9 of 12 for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns, and passing into, quote-unquote, according to Next Gen Stats, a tight window, 1 or fewer yards of separation. He did that against the Eagles. He was on fire. He lit them up. Boom, 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 boom the last time they played. Over the last 3 years, it's the most yards and completions that Drew Brees has had in, quote, tight window throws in a single game. He has been, well, if you think about 75% completion percentage over the last 2 years in the playoffs, these last 2 playoff appearances, he's really freaking good.
The question becomes, can Philadelphia stop Ingram Kamara in the traditional run game? Because if they can do that, then they have a fighting chance. The thing about the Saints defense is they're incredible against the run. They do get a good pass rush, but they're incredible against the run. Philly doesn't care like Dallas would to run between the tackles 20 to 25 times. They're going to throw it to the backside of the backfield. I mean, hell, even Drew Brees is still effusive in his praise for Darren Sproles, who's one of his favorite players, and he's back healthy for the Eagles. And that's what they do. Smallwood or Sproles or Matthew could name it better than I could, but they get the backs involved in the passing game more than they do go between the tackles and run power. So I think New Orleans' strength on defense is a little bit minimized there, to the point where if you're saying that New England, I know not everything's a gambling angle, but if New Orleans, I should say, is an 8-point favorite, that might be a little rich, man.
8's a lot. I'm not apt to give 8 at this point in the playoffs, but I would say of all the teams, if you're in a survive and advance confidence type pool, the team I think I'm most confident in to win this weekend is the New Orleans Saints. Coming off a bye week, the Eagles just having to play that Bears defense, very physical. I feel good about this Saints team winning at home and ending this magical late season run for the Eagles. Not 48-7, great, but I feel good.
So Wentz played the Saints the first time that they met.
He threw 3 picks.
He did.
He sucked.
Well, Foles likes to get Jeffrey involved a little bit more, and that secondary for New Orleans can be picked on too. Not exactly, I don't even think it's above average. I think it's average at best. So there might be something there for Philadelphia. To me, I think if Philadelphia wins this game, it's because they got to score.
What if I gave you? I'll give you 6.5. No, you want more than a touchdown.
I want more than a touchdown.
Yeah, no, you don't feel that good. I know you're making the case, but the Eagles aren't going to win this game.
Probably not, but I don't think it's a foregone.
If it's not, it's a really, really magical ride that they're on, man. It's impressive.
Belief is important.
And they do believe. And you know what? They survived last week after the special teams gaff late there and had the opportunity. I don't mean the gaff as in the missed kick. I mean as in they gave up that kick return, which basically screwed them.
I think it's also a big play for Golden Tate in that moment. You know, you talk about confidence in playing in a new situation.
What a throw. That's
what that guy brings to the table. You got somebody who can stretch the field physically with imposing size. He's a jump ball fiend and Alshon Jeffrey.
We're going to come to a conclusion on this game. You want to bet this game. It's in your heart. I can tell.
It is in my heart.
MyPillow.com. It's in my heart. And my head. MyPillow.com offering up the 4-pack special is no joke. Man, I like this 4-pack special. Sleeping every night on my pillow. So is my wife. Hey, now. You get the 2 Go Anywhere pillows. You get the 2 regular size, comfortable as all hell My Pillows. All best price ever offer from MyPillow.com. Use the promo code 979ESPN. You can wash these pillows. You can dry these pillows. They do not lose their shape. They stay cool during the night. You fall asleep faster and you snore less. That'll work. You got to go to MyPillow.com to get them, though. You got to use the promo code 979ESPN. They've extended the money-back guarantee all the way through March now. So really no reason. Best offer they've ever had for the 4-pack special. 2 Go Anywhere, 2 regular-size MyPillow products are fantastic. MyPillow.com, promo code 979ESPN. That's promo code 979ESPN. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
With savings from the City of Tallahassee.
What do you mean?
The City of Tallahassee offers rebates for up to $300 in savings when you purchase energy-efficient appliances.
Wow, that would be a huge help.
The city also offers free energy audits.
What's an energy audit?
It's when an energy auditor comes to your home at the time that's convenient for you, examines your structure, and checks your energy and water systems. Then, they recommend changes that could save you energy, water, and money. The city also offers free ceiling insulation grants for qualifying customers.
Man, the city sure offers a lot of ways to save money. Once we land, I will check out all of the products and services the city has to offer. This makes me proud to call Tallahassee home.
Thank you for flying with us today. Don't forget that you can take off with savings with the City of Tallahassee. From rebates for Energy Star appliances to insulation grants, you can save energy, water, and money. Visit talgov.com for more information.
Tallahassee loves the corner pocket as much as a crystal ball winning catch.
He's looking, he lost it to the end zone. It's Benjamin! Touchdown! With 13 seconds left.
The 97.9 ESPN radio special is a must-have every Monday and Wednesday at the corner pocket. 10 mouth-watering wings, a fresh side of fries, and a chilled domestic pint of beer are just $9.79 all day long. Be sure and try the fish blend of sauces, a true wing eater's favorite. The Corner Pocket Bar and Grill.
He's gone!
Home of Trivia Tuesday, Beer Bingo Thursday, and the daily $7.99 lunch special.
I give to you easy laundry service from my friends at Wash Around the Clock. Oh, buddy, this is a game changer. If you're like me, your life is hectic. Between work, school, your kids' sporting events, and activities, well, it leaves you precious little time to kick back and take a load off. About the last thing you want to do is hours of laundry, but there it sits, staring at you, taunting. No more. That's right. More watching, less washing. Save hours of valuable time when you sign up not doing laundry with easy laundry service from Wash Around the Clock. Whether it's dry cleaning or just plain laundry, Wash Around the Clock's easy laundry service will pick up and deliver at your home or office. So sign up for free today at easylaundry.net, or you can give them a call, 850-597-9007. Again, sign up today at easylaundry.net. Oh, and by the way, I got you. Use promo code JCS20 and save 20%. That's promo code JCS20. You're saving 20% on your first order. That's easylaundry.net from Wash Around the Clock.
Are you ready to experience an awesome fishing expedition? Sea Quarters Marina is home to several great charter services. All charters are customized based upon the types of fishing opportunities available and the type of fishing the customer requests. The Northwest Gulf Coast offers a variety of different angling adventures thanks to unspoiled back county islands and crystal clear flats. For more information regarding charters, call Sea Quarters Marina at 697-8400 or online at seaquartersmarina.com.
Hi, this is Gene Deckeroff for Tallahassee Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. 2019 is here, and we've got to get rid of all the remaining 2018s. And the only way to do that is to offer employee pricing on over 50 Jeep Wranglers in stock. We've never been able to offer such unbelievable prices on Jeep Wranglers, and with over 50 in stock, they all must go. Buy one for as low as $29,900 or save up to $5,600 on in-stock vehicles. The all-new 2019 Ram 1500 is Motor Trend Truck of the Year, and it's breaking all kinds of records. We have over 80 Ram 1500s in stock with up to $11,000 off MSRP. You can't go wrong. Motor Trend Truck of the Year and up to $11,000 off MSRP. It's the deal of the year. There's only one place to go. Tallahassee Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat on the corner of West Tennessee and Capitol Circle. We're right on the corner and always right on the price. Or visit us on the web at TallahasseeDCJ.com. Dealer retains all rebates and incentives plus tax, tag, and dealer fee.
At Township and College Town, for the table, by the people is not just lip service, it's their mantra. Tallahassee's largest beer hall offers drafts served in steins and a unique twist on upscale pub fare. Just walk up and order for the table and grab a seat by the people. Some you may not even know. If you're looking for a more intimate gathering, Township offers The Garden, a unique setting to Tallahassee complete with outdoor fireplace and a retractable awning. Oh, and let's not forget the 32 taps and private bar. Book it for your next party or company event. Township Tallahassee, 619 Woodward Avenue in Collegetown.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
You get to the top of the mountaintop. You arrive at your dreams. They're not what you expect. And then you're like, oh, bleep, man. This is what I was working for. What the hell is this? I'm empty. I felt that the first time I was on the Sports Reporter. Really? I always wanted to get there. Times Square, sports reporters, top of my profession. And the table I was sitting at was 30 years old and looked it. There were 7 dead bagels on the counter of the new, because it used to be the ESPN Zone, a bar back then. So it smelled like urine and vomit from the night before.
But that's what you were thinking about? Like you were sizing up the room and the couch? You were on Sports Reporters.
No, I'm saying I got there and I'm like, is this all there is?
This is it?
This is it? This is the top of what I've been working for 10 years, writing 6 stories a day on my computer with my nose bleeding onto my keyboard?
Tell me more about the bagels. Were they plain? Were they everything?
They were terrible.
New York has great bagels, though.
I know. These were not.
The Dan Le Batard Show, weekdays at 10 a.m. on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Driving every day from the Tallahassee Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat Studios. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio. WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. The San Francisco Chronicle is the first to report Heisman Trophy winner Kyler Murray will declare for the NFL Draft before the deadline, which is Monday. As of now, Murray is committed to playing baseball with the Oakland A's, who drafted him in the first round last year. Can Murray succeed in the NFL? ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr.
You think about being a mid-first round pick at 5'8.5", 5'9", 5'9.5" tops. This is groundbreaking. We've never had this before. Okay, and I know today's NFL's changed. You're not in the shotgun. You're almost in punt formation. You're so deep in that backfield, getting that snap. But this is going to be something we've never had before. This is a leap of faith to say, with today's NFL, he can play at 5'8", 5'9", 5'9.5". We'll see.
If Murray ends up going to the NFL, he'd have to return his signing bonus with Oakland, which is almost $4.7 million. Former Packers coach Mike McCarthy tells ESPN's Rob Demovsky he'll sit out the 2019 NFL season, but that he wants to coach again in 2020. McCarthy only pursued one job for next season, and that was with the Jets. The team decided to hire Adam Gase. The Panthers have told linebacker Thomas Davis they will not re-sign him. The 35-year-old Davis says he hopes to find another team for next season. ESPN's Tom Van Haren reports after a redshirt year and a year backing up Dwayne Haskins, Ohio State quarterback Tate Martell may decide to transfer to another school. Other teams can now contact him to see if he's interested in leaving Columbus. Kansas offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey is expected to be named the new head coach at Troy. Lindsey joined the Kansas staff just in December after serving as the offensive coordinator at Auburn.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Hour number 2, Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio. Thanks for tuning to it. I'm Jeff. That's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. Miss anything, we'll post the show, all 3 hours of it on iTunes. We'll throw it up on our website there. We'll also put it up on the free WTSM app. Email the show if you want. It's JCS at 979 ESPN Radio. We're talking some NFL football a moment ago. I was just listening to SportsCenter there. And I got to say, I'll just get this out there now. I'm under the impression that teams would be crazy to draft Kyler Murray at 5'9". He was great in college. There's no doubt about that. I don't think he has any shot to be any good at all in the NFL. And, you know, again, I've said this about a lot of guys, especially coming out of the Big 12. It's not always true. You know, if you're an accurate passer from the pocket, even if those defenses aren't exactly dominant, you got a chance to translate. And Baker Mayfield, we'll see how his career goes. It's off to a very good start, and that was why people were willing to take a chance on him. He's also undersized, I might add, but he's not 5'9". We're not even talking about Russell Wilson, 5'11", who was great in the pocket his whole career, both at NC State and Wisconsin. I mean, he can run, but he could really kill you with his arm and his vision and his ability to read defenses. He showed that in college. You know, You're talking about a kid in Kyler Murray who is an unbelievable athlete, and I can't wait to watch him play baseball if, in fact, he does it. I don't begrudge a kid deciding to put his name in there and inquire about the NFL. I mean, there may be somebody stupid enough to draft him in the first round, but that would be just that. I mean, I can't fathom that. I'm shocked that we actually heard somebody be reasonable. Well, yeah, Mel Kiper. But what I was going to say was somebody be reasonable about the assessment. I mean, look, a lot of what Kyler Murray did in college was extend plays. He's really talented, really gifted in that. And we've seen a lot of college kids that could do that. But that's not something that necessarily translates over the long term as a franchise quarterback. You know, I don't think Lamar Jackson's any good. And people can't wait to talk about how much they love Lamar Jackson. Good luck hitching your wagon to him moving down the road unless he gets more accurate from the pocket. Can they make plays initially when they come into the league? I'm talking about mobile quarterbacks, talking about guys that can run around and be athletic. And by the way, these aren't code words. I don't throw out dog whistles. I'm not doing that. It doesn't matter if you're white or black. I'm just saying quarterbacks that run around and aren't terribly accurate from the pocket have a real hard time. And in the beginning, they might very well succeed by being mobile and extending plays and doing those kinds of things. RG3, for example, is a guy I wanted to see make it because he had a cannon for an arm, and I wanted it to be a sign that the NFL was ushering in other ways of accomplishing yardage and points because I wanted the league not to look so cookie-cutter. And I thought he might have a chance. He might have a chance to do it. I've said as much about Marcus Mariota that I didn't think he was as great a prospect as Jameis, but I thought he was different than the other Oregon quarterbacks we had seen because of his arm strength and because he made certain throws while in college, in addition to using his legs, that suggested maybe he could translate. 5'9", extending plays in the Big 12 is a lot different than being able to see over an NFL defensive and offensive line consistently from the pocket. You'll run around and make some plays here and there. You'll extend and do the Herculean thing because of athleticism. When you see guys like that who have preternatural gifts for vision and running, it's fun to watch. But how many of those guys? I mean, Mike Vick was a video game. But the criticism of Mike was that he was not consistent from the pocket as he needed to be, and he was a better runner than all these guys.
It's like a bullpen. Yeah,
and ultimately, by the way, he didn't have that great a career.
It's like a bullpen arm versus, starter or something like that.
Yeah.
Because he came in, he won a game in Lambeau when nobody did. Nobody won in the playoffs in Lambeau, and Michael Vick was good enough to do that.
And not much else.
Agreed. I mean, you got to make a splash immediately with these guys.
And I think you can quickly, and I think that Baltimore was right to ride that wave while they could, because Joe Flacco's not their future. And what I mean by right to ride that wave, I would not have drafted Lamar Jackson, first of all. They did. Okay, he's on your roster. Well, look, man, they couldn't run the ball, and Joe is washed up. So at some point, they brought him in there to go along with a fantastic defense so that they could run the football, and they won some games doing it. Now, it's not surprising that the second time somebody saw that offense, that high school offense they were running, they completely shut it down until, say, about the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter. And then Lamar did some special things because he's special in that way. But, man, I think that is an ominous sign for them moving forward, that just the second go-around San Diego, I keep calling them that, the Los Angeles Chargers had a very different game plan than they did the first time around, and they weren't caught off guard, and he couldn't make those throws consistently, and this is going to be a problem moving forward. Everybody's going to adjust and say, you're not running around on us. You're going to throw.
Yeah.
And there are guys that can do that. There are guys that can do both, and the league is changing, and it is fun to watch them incorporate what you would, for lack of a better term, collegiate strategies. Patrick Mahomes is a wonder. It is a joy to watch.
If it's going to work, this is the dawn of the time that it's going to work.
5'9"?
Well, not for Kyler. I mean for Lamar.
Yeah. Well, right.
Somebody
okay,
like
fine.
him.
That's a different discussion. But
I'm not saying it's going to. I'm just saying if it ever was in the NFL in my lifetime, this is the time that it would, because things finally start to look a little bit different.
You have to be fully committed to it, and you have to draft accordingly and assemble your roster accordingly.
You need 12 offensive linemen.
You're going to have to play a style that so very few teams do, and you have to go all in on it. Everything about what you do in your system has to become this and dedicated to this. Very few teams have really shown that dedication, and also the ones that have, it hasn't worked out.
Wouldn't it be cool if something like that worked, though, where you could run the ball 40 times a game, and it's the quarterback, the running back? It's almost like you're building a roster like a Georgia Tech would, or like an Army would. You got one big receiver that you spend your money on, and then the rest is you have so many offensive linemen that you could run power, you could put unbalanced 7-man lines out there. That would be something in the NFL that would just there already are enough wrinkles compared to 5 years ago, but it would be pretty cool if Baltimore could be a team like that.
The problem is running quarterbacks in the league get the hell beaten out of them. And at the end of the day, it affects their play, and you can't have a franchise guy that you're building around for 10 and 15 years if at the root of his game, his stardom is derived from running the football. You can't do it. RG3 found that out real quick. He had that great first year. They made the playoffs. And he got the hell beat out of him. And then that was the end of his career.
The easiest example of this is Andrew Luck. If it was easier to run the football as a quarterback in the NFL, that's what he would be doing because he can do either.
Yeah,
but
he's a great athlete, right?
He's throwing the damn ball.
Well, look, Jameis was the top-rated quarterback in the second half of the season outside the pocket. He's God forbid you roll him right. He's lethal. But that's not where he's going to make it. That's a nice added dimension. Where he's going to make it is if he continues to cut down on turnovers and kill you from the pocket. The quarterbacks in these playoffs that are still alive right now, Phillip Rivers is mobile. In his career, he's been mobile.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying he's the same sort of mobile that Lamar Jackson is, but he's mobile. But where does he beat you? He beats you pre-snap read, understanding what he's looking at.
Pocket awareness.
Making the throws, right? Making the throws. Patrick Mahomes is unbelievable, but he makes throws from the pocket consistently with a cannon for an arm.
Well, Lamar Jackson doesn't take care of the ball. He doesn't have pocket awareness the way. That's the other thing, man. You could be slow as hell. You could be Tom Brady slow.
Yeah.
But if you understand when to step up, when to climb, when to move left, when to move right, because you can feel the pressure, that to me is worth more than any 40 time you could give me.
Well, and look, Dan Marino was a statue, but he was incredible in the pocket. It was a subtle shift here or there. It's all of these things. There are a lot of elements to being mobile within the pocket, outside the pocket. What kind of mobility are we talking about at quarterback play? All that's true. I root for guys who are not prototypical. So when I say, look, what are they doing talking about if a team starts to think about drafting Kyler Murray, I will scratch my head and laugh at them. I mean, that's a joke. I'm not rooting against the kid. I got no problem with the kid.
It's better for the league if he's good.
Well, and people know this about me. I mean, my second favorite team is Oklahoma. I love that kid. He's a great college football player. He just doesn't strike me as a guy that's going to translate. And, I said the same exact thing, by the way, about Johnny Manziel and so many others with Tim Tebow. So this isn't the black-white thing. This is just about things that work in the NFL and things that don't. And that over time have been proven not to. And I just don't – I would be stunned. 5'9", that's a stretch. A lot of these other guys we're talking about, 5'11", 6 feet even. In the case of like Baker Mayfield, you're like, short, but there are some guys that can do that in the league if they're accurate.
Are you barefoot at the combine? I would think so when they get your height, right?
Oh, yeah. They want to know your real height.
Can't get some platform socks or something?
No, my man, 5'10" at best, right? It's from what you read.
That's what it looks like.
Well, it's funny how that's also changed. If you look at his Wikipedia page, he's 5'11". You look at Oklahoma's page, he's 5'10". Look at other pages, he's 5'9". The combine will tell you what he is. They're going to know exactly how tall he is. And there are already odds out there. Odds out there about whether he'll get drafted in the first round or not. Let me also add this caveat to the larger conversation here. I got no problem with him testing the waters because allegedly he's getting feedback, especially this year where there are very few quarterbacks that anybody feels confident in as a first rounder, right? So if you're going to do it, now would be the time because the field is very small of quarterbacks that fall into the first round. B, if you're getting feedback that you're going to be a first rounder, the guaranteed money you would make as a top 10 pick will be more money than what you would get in baseball. And if your passion and love is for football, okay. And they protect the quarterback in that league in a way they never have before. That's why you see 40-year-old quarterbacks. The problem is that's not applicable to him because what makes him special is that mobility, and he would have to run around. So he's not going to be afforded the same protections because he's going to be getting hit as he runs around. So you maybe can't apply all of the things that you might want to apply to the decision where you say, hey, aren't a ton of devastating injuries to quarterbacks anymore. Guys are playing late into their 30s, early 40s, so maybe you could go play football instead of baseball, but that doesn't apply to a 5'9" scrambler. So I don't.
Yeah, you're fair game then.
Yeah, I just don't see it. Bless his heart if it happens. If it works, it'd be great.
He would be the outlier of outliers.
Oh, all time. And I would be happy to be wrong, and I would come on here if it were proven to be true over time. That's the other thing. A lot of guys go into the league and have some success early. The trick is to watch, are you doing that in year 3, year 4, year 5, especially if you're a runner? I wanted RG3 to make it, man. Golly, because he was dynamic. And we forget, he was special. He was a freak.
It was the Atlanta hit that drove it out of him. There are a couple more high-profile hits that he took, but it was the one where he's the goal line. He's going to his right.
Oh, he gets hammered.
Oh, my God.
Well, but that's what happens when you're utilizing a gift like mobility and speed and strength with your legs. You just and RG3 is a hell of a lot bigger than Kyler Murray. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Divisional round of the NFL playoffs as we bring you a special doubleheader. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, Patrick Mahomes makes his playoff debut as the Kansas City Chiefs host the Indianapolis Colts. Then, the Dallas Cowboys head to Hollywood to take on the Los Angeles Rams. The NFL playoffs are right here
on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster.
I give to you easy laundry service from my friends at Wash Around the Clock. Oh, buddy, this is a game changer. If you're like me, your life is hectic. Between work, school, your kids' sporting events, and activities, well, it leaves you precious little time to kick back and take a load off. About the last thing you want to do is hours of laundry, but there it sits, staring at you, taunting. No more. That's right. More watching, less washing. Save hours of valuable time when you sign up not doing laundry with easy laundry service from Wash Around the Clock. Whether it's dry cleaning or just plain laundry, Wash Around the Clock's easy laundry service will pick up and deliver at your home or office. So sign up for free today at easylaundry.net, or you can give them a call, 850-597-9007. Again, sign up today at easylaundry.net. Oh, and by the way, I got you. Use promo code JCS20 and save 20%. That's promo code JCS20. You're saving 20% on your first order. That's easylaundry.net from Wash Around the Clock. Everybody knows that the holiday season is also known as engagement season. Now that the season's over, it's time for some planning. Social Catering has several options for your wedding event and catering needs. They're Tallahassee's largest catering company, and they manage event spaces at venues like Madison Social, Township, and The Gathering. They can plan all of your wedding events, engagement parties, bridal brunches, rehearsals, even wedding receptions. No new rock on the finger? Hey, doesn't matter. Whatever the event, they've got you covered. For more details, email matt@madisonsocial.com. Again, that's matt@madisonsocial.com.
In 1945, Jack Whitten started a glass company in Tallahassee. Now, over 70 years and 3 generations later, it's still working every day, doing just as Jack wanted, giving his customers real solutions for replacing window glass, providing custom-cut mirrors, and supplying superior bath and shower enclosures. Local building contractors know Whitten Glass takes care of Tallahassee business. They prefer Whitten because of their precision and mastery of eye-catching storefront glass and countertop glass. It's a fact. When you choose Whitten Glass, you're working with real glass people who will take care of you to your complete satisfaction. It's what Jack Whitten wanted, and it's been the Whitten way of doing business for over 70 years. Whitten Glass, Tallahassee's first family in glass since 1945. Call Whitten Glass today or visit them online, 850-222-5781 or whittenglass.com.
Need help moving? Two Men and a Truck Tallahassee provides professional home and business move services, both locally and long distance. For your next move, visit twomen.com or call them at 850-224-2232. Two Men and a Truck, the movers who care.
The kitchen calendar may say 2019, but if your kitchen's more like 1992, come into the Home Depot for up to 30% off appliance special buys, like a 4-piece stainless steel Samsung kitchen suite, now just $2,978. More than $2,000 off a Samsung fridge, gas range, microwave, and dishwasher. Better mark it on your new calendar. Up to 30% off select appliances, now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. See store for details. Electric range available at extra cost. Valid through January 23rd.
Coming this April.
2-1 pitch. Fly ball, left field, playable. Ronald Acuna, fittingly. He's got it. The Atlanta Braves are National League East champions.
The NL East champs are back. Catch Atlanta Braves baseball all spring and summer long on Tallahassee Sports Monster, 97.9 ESPN Radio. The Jeff Cameron Show is brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener. Big store pricing with local service. Online at ctf.nu.
Florida State wins last night. Doesn't look great doing it. Talked about it last hour. Talk about it again here. Those last 4 minutes. Hey now, gotta get your heart rate up. Don't fool around here and let this slip away because you're staring 0-3 in the face if you lose last night. But alas, Florida State dodges a bullet, gets the win at home, and the Noles are 1-1 in the ACC as we get set to welcome in Duke this Saturday in what should be a fun atmosphere at the TLC Double C. Hopefully one, too, that allows for some late game drama. You know, I obviously we're all Knowles here talking about this game, wanting to win this game desperately, loathing Duke. It's hard to like Coach K, smarmy as he feels or talks, although I don't mean ethically. I just mean annoyingly. Or
correct.
But you always feel like even when he's praising the atmosphere or praising Florida State that he's chiding. It always feels that way.
Obviously, always a great atmosphere when we're down here to play Florida State. And that's a great program. Leonard's got a nice thing going here. He really does.
You're right. You couldn't stay in. You couldn't stay in.
It's the slimy thing.
Yeah, it's tough. So ultimately,
I need water.
I desperately need or want, and that's what I'm really rooting for. Can we get it to 4 minutes in a one-possession game? I'm in. I can't. I mean, that's the drama you're really hoping you see Saturday.
I'll put my walk-ons on the court.
Also, I mean, we're getting way ahead of ourselves here, and maybe I'll readdress this tomorrow. But, you know, by the way, if we beat Duke, you do not need to rush the floor. No. We're a ranked team. We've beaten Duke plenty of times.
It'll be the fourth time we beat number one Duke on our home court.
Yeah, just leave it be, man. It's not all that shocking. It's not crazy for us to beat Duke. So, now, I'll grant you, I doubt it's going to happen. I get why Duke is heavily favored. They got 3 first-rounders, 3 top 10 picks in all likelihood in their starting 5. It would be an upset, yes. No, we're not on the same plane as Duke necessarily. I'm not trying to say as much, but we've had success. Leonard's had success, well, you know, relatively speaking, compared to what most teams do against Duke, especially when you look at our commitment to basketball compared to their commitment to basketball. More importantly, the blue chippers on that team and the blue chippers on this team. So it would be an upset. I grant it. But
we're underdogs.
But you don't need to charge the floor because hey man, it's not that shocking. We're ranked too. We're pretty damn good too.
You're pretty cute. It's a cute program you have. You really get up for our game.
It's an Elite Eight program we have there.
Every time.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. Hey, so by the way, that's the other thing I do give them credit for. And I have done that a bunch. And that is that I think the testament to Coach Krzyzewski and Duke is that they play to a certain level at all times, and they get everybody's best shot, and they're consistently great. And, yes, they've got great players. But, you know, Kentucky's got great players. Lots of teams do, and they take the night off occasionally. It really doesn't happen at Duke.
Preach, brother. Amen.
And it's really annoying because I'd love for them to just have a letdown. It just doesn't happen.
It's my natural hair color, by the way.
You think that game's going to be close? I don't.
What's our rotation? How many guys do we play? That's what I want to know. I think we're going to come out and shoot the ball better, though. So that would be a good thing. Obviously, if you're trying to put together a formula to keep this thing closer, you got to hit some more perimeter shots. I think we will.
Yeah, I too believe we'll be energized quite a bit and make this game fun. You got to stay in it early. Don't give this sort of here we go again. I mean, after the first 4 minutes thereabouts of the Virginia game, when we pulled our guys and rotated in another group and immediately started missing shots
and free throws,
every one of them. Virginia comes back from down 8-4. They go on a long run. We're still in it because we were playing well defensively. So I think at some point you're looking at it, it's about a 7-point game. But it began to feel like, oh, this is going to be long, arduous, uphill, and probably not something we're going to get back in. By the time we got to halftime, it was over. And it was a matter of whether or not you could make the score respectable before it was all done. And, you know, really never in it again. And that can happen against the better teams, especially a team that can really score like Duke. So got to hit shots early and keep yourself in the game.
It's a great program, Virginia. Most years they make it past the first round in the NCAA tournament.
Well, I'm actually there for Krzyzewski ripping Virginia. That would be funny.
Me too.
Yeah, because that's embarrassing to be the first ever number 1 seed in the history of the tournament to lose to a 16 seed. Alabama co-offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach Josh Gaddis. Peace. He's named Michigan's offensive coordinator today. As Bruce Feldman reports, Michigan did not use an official offensive coordinator in 2018, and it looked like it.
Can he take Judy with him?
Gaddis came to Alabama in 2018, served as a co-offensive coordinator alongside now Maryland head coach Mike Locksley, the same Mike Locksley who let Alabama down in the national championship game, in particular in the red zone. MyPillow.com, the 4-pack special is still in play. Make it happen. Get yourself a comfortable pillow. What are you waiting on? It's their best deal ever, extending the money-back guarantee. Yes, sir. 4-pack special. That includes 2 My Pillows and 2 Go Anywhere pillows. Free shipping. Warranty, as I said, extended all the way through March. You wash them, you dry them. They're all good, never losing their shape, and you're sleeping better, most importantly. All you got to do is go to MyPillow.com. Click on that 4-pack special when you see it. Just make sure you use the promo code. The promo code's 979ESPN. Again, that's promo code 979ESPN for their best offer ever. 4-pack special, MyPillow.com.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Whiskey. We said Pensacola, dude.
Why would we meet there? We're old men, and that's for the kids. Hashtag Northsiders.
Did you just hashtag me?
Hashtag hell yes.
See you in 30. Get the mahi and a beer. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
Coming this February.
Russell Wilson extends the hands he has. Wilson, quick throw. And it's intercepted. Intercepted by Malcolm Butler. Butler has it at the 1. Malcolm Butler stepped in front of the throw.
For the first time, Tallahassee's sports monster is your home for the biggest game of the year.
Zero's on the clock. It's over. The Eagles have beaten the New England Patriots.
Super Bowl 53 is on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Are you ready to experience an awesome fishing expedition? Sea Quarters Marina is home to several great charter services. All charters are customized based upon the types of fishing opportunities available and the type of fishing the customer requests. The Northwest Gulf Coast offers a variety of different angling adventures thanks to unspoiled back county islands and crystal clear flats. For more information regarding charters, call Sea Quarters Marina at 697-8400 or online at seaquartersmarina.com.
In 1945, Jack Whitten started a glass company in Tallahassee. Now, over 70 years and 3 generations later, it's still working every day, doing just as Jack wanted, giving his customers real solutions for replacing window glass, providing custom-cut mirrors, and supplying superior bath and shower enclosures. Local building contractors know Whitten Glass takes care of Tallahassee business. They prefer Whitten because of their precision and mastery of eye-catching storefront glass and countertop glass. It's a fact. When you choose Whitten Glass, you're working with real glass people who will take care of you to your complete satisfaction. It's what Jack Whitten wanted, and it's been the Whitten way of doing business for over 70 years. Whitten Glass, Tallahassee's first family in glass since 1945. Call Whitten Glass today or visit them online, 850-222-5781 or whittenglass.com.
Have you ever noticed when you report an accident or a claim to an insurance company, they are very eager to get you to one of their approved body shops. They say that they guarantee the shop's work, but what they're really saying is the shop works for them, not the customer. So choose a shop that is working for and looking out for you, someone you trust. It's your choice. Lisa's Paint and Body.
License number MP46050.
Sunday. It's the divisional round of the NFL playoffs as we bring you a special doubleheader. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, Tom Brady and the Patriots host Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. Then, the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles try to knock off Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. The NFL playoffs are right here.
On 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's Sports Monster.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. The San Francisco Chronicle is the first to report Heisman Trophy winner Kyler Murray will declare for the NFL Draft before the deadline, which is Monday. As of now, Murray is committed to playing baseball with the Oakland A's, who drafted him in the first round last year. Can Murray succeed in the NFL? ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr.
You think about being a mid-first round pick at 5'8.5", 5'9", 5'9.5" tops. This is groundbreaking. We've never had this before. Okay, and I know today's NFL's changed. You're not in the shotgun. You're almost in punt formation. You're so deep in that backfield, getting that snap. But this is going to be something we've never had before. This is a leap of faith to say, with today's NFL, he can play at 5'8", 5'9", 5'9.5". We'll see.
If Murray ends up going to the NFL, he'd have to return his signing bonus with Oakland, which is almost $4.7 million. Former Packers coach Mike McCarthy tells ESPN's Rob Demovsky he'll sit out the 2019 NFL season, but that he wants to coach again in 2020. McCarthy only pursued one job for next season, and that was with the Jets. The team decided to hire Adam Gase. The Panthers have told linebacker Thomas Davis they will not re-sign him. The 35-year-old Davis says he hopes to find another team for next season. ESPN's Tom Van Haren reports after a redshirt year and a year backing up Dwayne Haskins, Ohio State quarterback Tate Martell may decide to transfer to another school. Other teams can now contact him to see if he's interested in leaving Columbus. Kansas offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey is expected to be named the new head coach at Troy. Lindsey joined the Kansas staff just in December after serving as the offensive coordinator at Auburn.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Time wanting but not really knowing. We took the boat out of the water. Already missing my son and missing my daughter.
Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio, at Jay Cameron Show. What do you think of Mike Bianchi's article citing Taggart as never having been an accomplished play caller? Well, either is Urban Meyer. Never called a play in his life. At Jay Cameron Show, at _Tom Lang. I know it's just an Instagram post, but this thing with DeAndre Francois is a dark cloud on the program that just won't go away. Right or wrong, he's symbolic of the culture we're supposedly trying to flip. It's hard to believe we're changing culture without closure. I think a lot of people share your sentiment, Tom.
Yeah, it's just it's never ending. And you would rather have a clear and definitive statement from the university with, a quote from Willie, a quote from DeAndre, rather than an Instagram post. How about Willie follows up on what he said earlier, which was he's weighing his options. Okay, well, now we know what he's doing. But that tells me that the kid is more comfortable telling the world before he's telling people in the athletic department. And that's a damn problem, man. Can we be done with that?
Yeah, well, I think that DeAndre's always kind of done his own thing here, and this is indicative of that. And I don't spend a lot of time on it because you can't control him. So he went out and spoke on behalf of his coach earlier this year without the coach wanting him to do that. He has frequently revealed selfish behavior. This seems more of the same. I don't know. I mean, I said earlier, and I'll say again later, just for everybody tuning in each hour, but I didn't address this because I don't care about kids' Instagram posts. And you know what? He's taking classes, so we're not kicking him out of school. He's going to be here. But I don't know that he's going to be on the team in the fall. It doesn't seem likely to me. But We'll wait and see. I could be wrong on that. I would think it's a mistake. It's a misstep. I would address it if I were Coach Taggart. But you're right. It's a unique situation because you've now hired a new offensive coordinator who I'm guessing would like to have a little bit more depth at the quarterback position and a chance to assess all these guys. And until that happens, I suppose maybe they'll wait until the final determination.
Well, you're going to be asking him to do something a little bit different, too. This is another year, another coordinator. I get it. A lot of the principles are the same, but terminology may be different, some new formations, new installation. We did some different things within the construct of the 12-game regular season, but it's not going to be as fundamental a change as this one is. In the NFL, we always lament a quarterback who has 5 coordinators in 6 years. It's like, well, he doesn't have a fair chance. So Kendall could come in with a new perspective and say, well, if I tell DeAndre to run and his only choice is to run, then he's going to run. And I'm going to take the read out of the game. But we got to know a lot of things. We got to know what's Kendall asking the quarterbacks to do. Does DeAndre actually have any type of command in the locker room? Do his teammates believe in him? The way that they effusively praise James Blackman leads me to believe they praise James a little bit more because they're tired of the guy who's at number 1 on the depth chart.
Yeah, I wouldn't run him out there under any circumstance. Pick 6 reviews tweets, we now officially have a quarterback carousel in addition to the annual coaching carousel, looking at the top 5 quarterback recruits in each class since 2011. 23 of 40 have transferred. 2011 through 2014, 13 of 20 transferred. 2015 to 2018 so far, 10 of 20 have transferred. Yeah. Transfer bonanza, baby. Here we go.
It makes sense to me, though. I'm okay with kids doing that, obviously, because they want to go to a school of choice like Georgia. It's a great school. If you're the starting quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs, there are a few better places to be, just like the same thing here, same thing Alabama. But if you lose the job, all right, man, I'm not going to waste my eligibility hoping that somebody, rolls an ankle or something. I come in for 5 snaps.
It certainly depends. For the longest time, Florida State's success was continuity across the board and continuity in the coaching staff throughout the dynasty era, but also because they were able to set up a system by which basically you weren't playing until you were a redshirt junior if you were a quarterback, and that happened time and again, and you got indoctrinated in the system. You learned how to do things. You learned from the guy in front of you. You matured. You grew up on and off the field, and by the time you took snaps, you were ready to do it. I know it's the dawn of a different day and a different era. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm not prohibiting kids from doing this. It's not that, but I think ideally you want kids who, A, embrace competition, B, can handle losing said competition and not give up so easily and understand that you're one snap away from playing. So you choose a school beyond just the fact that you think you're going to come in and start.
Year 2 for Fields, though, right? I mean, that's where in his situation, I don't blame him. He tried for 2 years.
Well, I didn't know why the hell he went there to begin with.
I agree with you, but the problem, it's only going to get worse. Johnny Manziel won the Cotton Bowl as a redshirt freshman. Jameis won the national championship as a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
And then you've got Jalen Hurts and Tua and now Trevor Lawrence.
True freshman, national champion, and never looked phased.
Kids are not going to slow down in their belief that they should be playing day one because they see now that you can win at the highest level with a dude who was at prom the year before.
Yeah, and not everybody is Trevor Lawrence. Not everybody has that ability, but you're right. All of the kids certainly think they do.
Yeah, especially when they're 4 and 5 stars. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I'm not stopping kids from doing it. It's just always encouraging when you find somebody who understands that, hey, competition's competition. Let's go. Let's get after it. And at some point, obviously, there will come a time where I got to make a decision. Jalen Hurts this past year in the offseason, his father making the comment that we're going to do what's best for Jalen at this point. If it looks like Tua is going to be the guy, then at some point we're going to have to think about transferring. I got no problem with that. I mean, you've been there. You've won a national championship. You've put up numbers and succeeded, and you're not going to ride the pine for your final year of eligibility or the last time you can play. You don't need to stay there at that point.
For me, I don't care. It's up to you. It's your eligibility, and the clock is always ticking. So, I get it that it feels better for all of us. If you graduate, you're able to walk to a different place and play right away rather than leaving before your 4-year degree is up. But, I mean, that's precious time for a lot of these kids. They're not going to play at the next level or not play like Tom Brady or, Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
So, it's a precious thing to them. And while some would argue that you're not being a great teammate, Well, I would argue their love of the game is such that they're willing to uproot their lives and go to a different place because they're running out of time to play the sport that they love.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't argue against the kids' ability to do it. So if they want to do it, they want to do it. It's just that you hope you can foster a situation where kids want to be around. You know, like I think one of the most admirable qualities to what's going on at Clemson, I understand Kelly Bryant left, but you have a generational player walk in and he knew, I've got no chance. This kid's a beast. They're already going to him. I ain't playing, and I'll never play again as long as he's healthy. That's true. But the thing that they have fostered and done such a great job of at Clemson is that the other kids, the other first-rounders, if you will, wanted to come back and continue to want to be around that program and be a part of what they're building at Clemson. And it's something we're trying to build here again, and it was lost. The locker room was lost under Jimbo Fisher a few years ago, and he knew he wasn't going to get it back. I mean, I speculate on that. He never told me that. I'm not speaking for him. My opinion of that is that basically that 2014 season was the beginning of the end, oddly enough. And, hell, we did see it play out very publicly on Showtime. So when you got to ask your players about why won't they listen to us and why won't they play for us and they're signing promissory notes, you've lost the team. So at that point, I think it became all the easier to look elsewhere, to maybe restart, if you will, to begin again.
You know what's crazy about that is that's what we saw. That's what made the final cut. But Florida State had last dibs on whatever they needed to cut. So how much was just left on the floor or on a hard drive somewhere?
Yeah, that'd be something, right?
Because it's supposed to be a PR thing for the university, not something that exposes the program for being deeply flawed and dysfunctional.
It was just a misstep. You know, I think we go back to this. To me, it was a misstep. You would not have invited them in. The guy that spoke about, avoiding clutter and all that other stuff, you wouldn't have invited that in if you realized that things were in that kind of disarray. That would be, it's revelatory. It was amazing.
Yeah, the only situation that it's worth it, I think, is when you're just loaded with young kids. You know what I mean? Like, there's no expectations in a given season. Like 2016, preseason, we were saying, all right, we're a quarterback away from competing again. That's what we thought.
Right, we thought, yeah.
But if it was 2015, what if it was the 2015 season where Jameis is gone, you lose a bunch of dudes to the draft, 29 players drafted in 3 years. All right, this is going to be a bit of a rebuilding year, but let's see what the culture of the program is like, even in a down season. That's probably a better time to do it than when there's a crescendo of expectations.
I don't know that I would ever want to do it. It didn't work at Notre Dame either. Remember the one previous, that was a disastrous season. It made for entertaining television, but it didn't work for them either. I think I would have seen that and been like, no, I'm good.
I mean, Bama did it this year, and they
seem impervious a lot of times, although I bet they wouldn't do it going into next year because there was a lot of talk about what's going on over there at Alabama this past year. A lot of problems behind the scenes. I think it's pretty obvious. You look at Nick Saban and his reactions and his commentary and the way they played after facing 3 good teams, all 3 of which did what they wanted to them offensively. I think Nick is a little pissed about what's going on at Alabama right now.
Well, there's paranoid and then there's insecure. He seems to be a little bit on the latter of the equation.
This goes back to something that I was just referencing to start the segment. It's continuity or lack thereof. It's not good to lose coaches every other year. And they are losing coordinators every other season or thereabouts. And at some point that catches up with you. And so, I think especially when it's on the offensive side of the football because he's a defensive guy. And Nick will probably feel like, and probably does say, again, I'll take over anything that's lacking on the defensive side, although I thought there were things lacking on the defensive side this year. But, he can step in there as a defensive guy and kind of take over there. Offensively, when you're losing your offensive coordinator every other year, I think that it comes back to hurt you eventually. Now, listen, a lot of this is overcome by the sheer amount of talent they're able to recruit. They stockpile the best of the best of the best. A lot of times you roll the football out there, I'm bigger, stronger, faster, period, and you're going to win those games. But I think it's very telling that basically Alabama, you look at Oklahoma in the second half, you look at the Georgia game, and then obviously this Clemson game, anybody good that they faced, they struggled with mightily.
In coverage, especially.
Yeah.
That's your bread and butter there, pal. Now, if you're an Alabama fan, you say, all right, well, we're less than stellar there, but if he needs a mulligan, I think he's earned a mulligan.
Oh, yeah.
And a mulligan is an undefeated season up to the point of going to the championship game.
No, right. Listen, their floor is very different. than everybody else's, right? I mean, the worst year Alabama can have is what? 2 losses with all the talent they have currently? I know he had a couple 3-loss seasons in there, but I'm saying they don't face very many good quarterbacks.
No, the schedule, the SEC doesn't put them in that situation that they did way back when.
So they're not getting exposed in that way. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Longer than a football field. It has 2 helipads, a spa, a gym, a beach club, and can accommodate a crew of 20 and 14 passengers. It cost $250 million. He bought the Cowboys for $150 million in 1989. According to Forbes, Jones's net worth is $6.8 billion. And that's a Bloomberg Business of Sports report. I'm Michael Barr.
When it comes to financial advice, there are a wealth of options out there. But is the advice you're getting clear and straightforward? With Fidelity Wealth Management, you'll have a financial advisor who helps you grow and protect your wealth. We'll offer strategies designed to reduce the impact of taxes while explaining our fees and your options. And we'll always offer clear recommendations for your full financial picture. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Fidelity Brokerage Services. Member NYSE SIPC.
Do you ever wonder how we're streaming millions of movies on demand or doing our banking from the beach? And how are we watching a live mission from Mars? Smart business minds dreamed these ideas, and Amazon Web Services is how they built them. With the broadest functionality and the most experience, the leading enterprises trust the AWS cloud to build the next big idea. Are you ready to build it? Learn more at awsishow.com.
I give to you easy laundry service from my friends at Wash Around the Clock. Oh, buddy, this is a game changer. If you're like me, your life is hectic. Between work, school, your kids' sporting events and activities, well, it leaves you precious little time to kick back and take a load off. About the last thing you want to do is hours of laundry, but there it sits, staring at you, taunting. No more. That's right. More watching, less washing. Save hours of valuable time when you sign up not doing laundry with easy laundry service from Wash Around the Clock. Whether it's dry cleaning or just plain laundry, Wash Around the Clock's easy laundry service will pick up and deliver at your home or office. So sign up for free today at easylaundry.net, or you can give them a call, 850-597-9007. Again, sign up today at easylaundry.net. Oh, and by the way, I got you. Use promo code JCS20 and save 20%. That's promo code JCS20. You're saving 20% on your first order. That's easylaundry.net from Wash Around the Clock.
Hi, this is Gene Deckeroff for Tallahassee Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. 2019 is here, and we've got to get rid of all the remaining 2018s. And the only way to do that is to offer employee pricing on over 50 Jeep Wranglers in stock. We've never been able to offer such unbelievable prices on Jeep Wranglers, and with over 50 in stock, they all must go. Buy one for as low as $29,900 or save up to $5,600 on in-stock vehicles. The all-new 2019 Ram 1500 is Motor Trend Truck of the Year, and it's breaking all kinds of records. We have over 80 Ram 1500s in stock with up to $11,000 off MSRP. You can't go wrong. Motor Trend Truck of the Year and up to $11,000 off MSRP. It's the deal of the year. There's only one place to go. Tallahassee Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat on the corner of West Tennessee and Capitol Circle. We're right on the corner and always right on the price. Or visit us on the web at TallahasseeDCJ.com. Dealer retains all rebates and incentives plus tax, tag, and dealer fee.
Tonight, it's a Pac-12 battle when UCLA heads to Oregon. Hey, how are you, folks? This is Jason Horowitz of Westwood One. Join Justin Kutcher and PJ Carlissimo live from Eugene for all the action. Can the Bruins win a third straight since firing head coach Steve Alford? Or will the Ducks get their first conference win of the year? Tune in to find out. If it's NCAA basketball, it's right here
on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster.
Saturday, it's the divisional round of the NFL playoffs as we bring you a special doubleheader. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, Patrick Mahomes makes his playoff debut as the Kansas City Chiefs host the Indianapolis Colts. Then, the Dallas Cowboys head to Hollywood to take on the Los Angeles Rams. The NFL playoffs are right here
on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster. You're listening to The Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
For this poor and lonely heart, it is made of pure steel.
I will say, for me being adamant about Kyler Murray not being a real good pro prospect, I was going back and checking some numbers against better defenses and all that, and I was watching the highlight reel, and you can be wowed by some of the moves and open field Houdini acts that he pulled, and throws on the run after doing that, by the way. Just remarkable. We talked about the one right after the playoff game. I mean, that throw is unbelievable. He is.
He's fully committing to running the football, and then he sees somebody and goes,
"Whoop!
Wait a minute!" And he hits the brick. Oh, it's just
it's fun.
Flickerino? Did you say Flickerino?
Yeah, Flickerino. It's fun to watch. I love this. I want to make fun of the draft experts because this is what we do. We have our thing, but we don't have a chance to do it now because Mel was reasonable. I'm so mad we can't play the.
Well, you store his reasonable quote, right? Because he was reasonable in the first half of the draft analysis clip, which is, hey, man, he beats Alabama. I don't care.
Play that again. Let me hear that again. You're right. He was reasonable, and then he lost his mind, and this is why we introduced this fun to the show.
A draft analyst for ESPN dropped him on a make-believe website page.
That's going to be the measurables that ultimately determine where Manziel goes in May. Right now, he does not belong in the top 25. If he beats Alabama again, everybody's going to say, oh, boy, move him up. No.
Your number one. Who does Houston take?
I'm going to go with Johnny Manziel. He's going in the top 5 somewhere. Hey, what's wrong with number one? Johnny Manziel is a magician on the field. If he eats, sleeps, and drinks football 365 days a year, to me, he can be a very good to great player in the NFL.
Draft analysis.
I forgot how much fun that is. All right, good. So store the Mel Kiper Jr. quote about him being a first of his kind if it happens and being too small and all that, because that's all very reasonable and correct. If in a few weeks we hear him tout Kyler Murray as a top 5 pick, top 10 pick, then we're going to have to go ahead and utilize this, slap it down, and make sure we got it ready to roll. Chris Mortensen reporting yesterday that Murray was getting first-round feedback. Is that somebody feeding that to these guys so that some dumbass drafts them in the first round or the first 10 picks?
I don't know. Maybe you talk to Jerry Jones.
That NFL GM telling Adam Schefter, oh, I believe he's a first-round pick, a late first.
Mortensen.
Okay.
Mortensen.
I know now the talk shifts to, well, maybe Cliff Kingsbury would take Murray with the first pick because he actually was quoted as saying that at one time.
There's video of it.
Yeah. They just drafted a quarterback. He's not doing that.
They trade Rosen on draft night. Look out.
Oh, I love to watch it. Blow it up. Have fun with it. Final hour, forthcoming. Stay with.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
downtown Tallahassee for a pregame party and walkover. Doors open at 11 a.m., and you'll be treated to happy hour all day, including $4 pints of Proof 850 and Mango Wit, $2 off signature cocktails, $5 monkey bread, plus $1 off all other pints of beer. And we're giving away a $50 gift card to The Deck, Tallahassee's home for the best Neapolitan pizza on the deck you've come to know and love. The Deck Pizza Pub. See you Saturday, starting at 11 a.m.
Coming this April.
2-1 pitch. Fly ball, left field, playable. Ronald Acuna, fittingly. He's got it. The Atlanta Braves are National League East champions.
The NL East champs are back. Catch Atlanta Braves baseball all spring and summer long on Tallahassee Sports Monster, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sunday, it's the divisional round of the NFL playoffs as we bring you a special doubleheader. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, Tom Brady and the Patriots host Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. Then, the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles try to knock off Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. The NFL playoffs are right here.
On 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's Sports Monster.
Hey, Jeff Cameron here, and it's the new year. What's your New Year's resolution? Well, if you're planning on being healthier, it starts with a good night's rest. You've heard me talk about the tossing and turning I was doing before, but now I wake up feeling great. It's amazing what a difference a good pillow makes. MyPillow had an amazing offer of a 4-pack special. It was such a rare deal at the time, but the good news is this. They've extended their very best offer ever. That's right. Go to MyPillow.com right now. Click on their end-of-the-year special, and here's what you'll find. The lowest price MyPillow has ever offered for their 4-pack, and it includes free shipping. Gets better. Their 60-day money-back guarantee has been extended through March the 1st. Best price ever, free shipping, extended money-back guarantee. What else do you need? Go get it. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the end-of-the-year special, enter my promo code, that's key, 979ESPN, and you'll get 2 premium MyPillows, 2 go-anywhere pillows. Nothing better than a restorative night of rest. Go to MyPillow.com to get it and enter my promo code 979ESPN.
We're completing our descent and will arrive in TLH shortly.
Oh, I'm so happy to be home.
Once we land, you can take off again with savings from the City of Tallahassee.
What do you mean?
The City of Tallahassee offers rebates for up to $300 in savings when you purchase energy-efficient appliances.
Wow, that would be a huge help.
The city also offers free energy audits.
What's an energy audit?
It's when an energy auditor comes to your home at the time that's convenient for you, examines your structure, and checks your energy and water systems. Then, they recommend changes that could save you energy, water, and money. The city also offers free ceiling insulation grants for qualifying customers.
Man, the city sure offers a lot of ways to save money. Once we land, I would check out all of the products and services the city has to offer. This makes me proud to call Tallahassee home.
Thank you for flying with us today. Don't forget that you can take off with savings with the City of Tallahassee. From rebates for Energy Star appliances to insulation grants. You can save energy, water, and money. Visit talgov.com for more information.
Want better gas mileage and a longer-lasting engine? Change your oil every 3 months or 3,000 miles, whichever comes first. You know that sticker on your windshield? Don't look at it now. Wait until the next red light. Okay, check the number on your sticker. Then check your odometer. Is it time? There are 19 Tallahassee area Super Lube locations, which means there's one close to you right now. No appointments, and you're in and out in no time. You can do this today. Super Lube, for better gas mileage and a longer-lasting engine.
How I love to Super Lube my car. Yes, sir.
Driving every day from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios. This is 97.9 ESPN Radio, WTSM, Woodville, Thomasville, Tallahassee.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. The San Francisco Chronicle is the first to report Heisman Trophy winner Kyler Murray will declare for the NFL Draft before the deadline, which is Monday. As of now, Murray is committed to playing baseball with the Oakland A's, who drafted him in the first round last year. Can Murray succeed in the NFL? ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr.
You think about being a mid-first round pick at 5'8.5", 5'9", 5'9.5" tops. This is groundbreaking. We've never had this before. before. Okay, and I know today's NFL's changed. You're not in the shotgun. You're almost in punt formation. You're so deep in that backfield getting that snap. But this is going to be something we've never had before. This is a leap of faith to say, with today's NFL, he can play at 5'8", 5'9", 5'9.5". We'll see.
If Murray ends up going to the NFL, he'd have to return his signing bonus with Oakland, which is almost $4.7 million. Former Packers coach Mike McCarthy tells ESPN's Rob Demovsky he'll sit out the 2019 NFL season, but that he wants to coach again in 2020. McCarthy only pursued one job for next season, and that was with the Jets. The team decided to hire Adam Gase. The Panthers have told linebacker Thomas Davis they will not re-sign him. The 35-year-old Davis says he hopes to find another team for next season. ESPN's Tom Van Haren reports after a redshirt year and a year backing up Dwayne Haskins, Ohio State quarterback Tate Martell may decide to transfer to another school. Other teams can now contact him to see if he's interested in leaving Columbus. Kansas offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey is expected to be named the new head coach at Troy. Lindsey joined the Kansas staff just in December after serving as the offensive coordinator at Auburn.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Final hour of the Jeff Cameron Show, at least for today. Thanks for tuning to it. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Hope everybody's happy out there and doing all right. Thanks for listening to the program. I'm Jeff. That's Tom. We're online, ESPNTallahassee.com. That's where you go to listen live via the streaming free, always. If you missed anything, go get caught up. All 3 hours posted upon the conclusion of the show, both to iTunes and in our own audio vault. You can always email the program as well if you like. It's JCS at 979. ESPNradio.com. Find me on Twitter at JCameronShow. Find the station there as well at 979 ESPN Radio if you want a Periscope. Hello, YouTubers. Just the shiny bald head today. That's all I got for you. That and my Panther shirt that Director Matthew bought me, which I wear with great pride, like Piper would.
Oh, it's the Piper shirt. That's what it is. That's what it is, yeah. I was wondering what the significance of it was.
No, it's just a ridiculous Piper shirt, which I always thought was funny because he usually wore the Hot Rod shirt. But when he wore this shirt, it made me laugh harder because it's absurd. It's just, what are we doing?
Sorry, Wheezy's blocking it. Wheezy's a huge computer, man.
There we go.
There it is. Oh, in its glory.
Yeah, isn't that great? Young Matthew bought me that there. He knows what a Piper guy I am. So
I looked at that. I thought, is that the Orlando Predators logo or something from the Arena Football League?
Well, you're used to me wearing weird shirts, so you must just be like, well, I don't know. That's some group he likes.
That's an album cover.
That's some ridiculous album cover that he's into. No, it's the Piper stuff. All right, so where to start? We won the game last night. I didn't think we played particularly well. It's interesting. They're maddening. Admittedly, I didn't see the foul fest in the first half. Just going to be honest with you. I didn't even go back and watch the foul fest of the first half. After I saw your tweet and everybody else's about how frustrating it was that we were constantly fouling them, giving them opportunities on the free throw line.
Yeah, which, again, it's not all the officials. I mean, sometimes you got a little too much O'Carl White in your play. Under control, guys.
Yeah. But yeah. So, but I did see all of the second half and finished the golf show, sat down and watched every last second of the second half, including us try to give the game away at the end there. And, I get it. You and I have talked on this show already today, and we have off the air too. Leonard is trying to steal minutes, for lack of a better term. He's trying to steal games and moments in the schedule. He wants to get as far along as possible, still training young men that he thinks he can utilize later in the year when we get into March. And he's taking chances at times with the rotation and the minutes based on seasoning those young men. And it almost came back to bite him. I think that the effort to develop the deeper bench and the younger players who he knows can bring something to the table late in the year if they get that requisite experience, and if he's properly resting his other starters to that extent. When it's time to go all in, when it's time to put the chips on the table and you limit the rotation and there are fewer guys coming off the bench for fewer minutes, you've rested them a good portion of the season, meaning you're 7, maybe 8 core guys. I get all of that. You can look at it, you can extrapolate what he does in games to what he's doing now for the schedule, right? But it almost put them in a terrible position last night. Had they let that get away, they're staring 0-3 in the ACC in the face, and now the experimentation has come back to haunt you.
The thing I would wonder about is I don't know if his goal is to go back and shorten the bench when we get to crunch time here. I think Saturday's game will go a long way in talking about that and speaking to it. But he could possibly want to do this in March to where he has 10 guys and he's just going to wear you thin because they're all comfortable at playing at this level. We'll see. It's an interesting test this upcoming week. I don't want to always look ahead past the next game, especially when you have Duke coming to town and it's a real opportunity. But I watched a little bit of the closing of Pitt and Louisville last night. It just happened to be when Florida State was at halftime against Miami, and Pitt kind of gave away a lead there at the end, and Louisville forced overtime. Pitt would end up going on to win. They got an atmosphere there. They're charged. They believe in their coach. They've got a good freshman. So I don't know. That's a Monday night. It's a short, short
you gotta be
rest between the two, and you got to go up on a plane, and they're going to be lying in wait for us because that's like the Duke game for us this Saturday is what we are to Pitt on Monday. So you got to understand what that means from a maturity standpoint. And if we play the way we did last night, Pitt could beat us on Monday, and then we're staring at 1-3 potentially in conference.
But what you're going to say is, and I'll help you here because I agree with you, and I think we're going in that same direction.
Help me.
This idea, and it's weird because I do it too. So I share this with you, and I know that you need to live in the moment. You need to live in the now. You need to talk about what happened in a game as opposed to the next 6 games. All that's true. But we are in a position currently, based on what's been accomplished the last 2 years, based on recruiting, depth of talent, etc., to say, okay, I'm looking at the schedule in chunks. I'm already of the mindset, and I was before we tipped off in ACC play, that we were going to start ACC play at 1-2. But I was okay with that. I was all right with losing on the road to Virginia. Not happy about it. Would have liked to have been more competitive. But
certainly not the way it happened.
Yeah, it took an ass kicking. But that was easily predictable as well. First ACC game, that's a hell of a way to come out the box playing that game. As Gary Parrish pointed out yesterday from CBS Sports when he joined us, a lot of teams are going to lose that bad to Virginia.
Well, they're on a mission because of the embarrassment of
they're
last
ashamed
year.
of what happened. Be careful with that, though, by the way. I don't think that's the right way to play it, but okay. If that's however you
what they did to BC last, that tells you they go on the road to BC. It's a sleepy game. They could have, tried 70-80% and still won that game by double digits, but they put it on them. So that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. There's unfinished business, if you will.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the deal, though. I thought, okay, you go on the road to lose to Virginia. A lot of teams are going to lose to Virginia. Better teams than us are going to go on the road and lose to Virginia. Can handle it. Learn from it. Grow from it. Come home and beat Miami. They did. Didn't look good doing it, but they beat Miami. Now you're going to lose to Duke because that's an NBA team. You got 3 top 10 picks in the starting 5 for Duke. That's ridiculous. Could you pull the upset? Yeah, we're tough at home. Get a little momentum early. That's a young Duke team. Maybe.
History says absolutely. We've beaten Duke 2 or 3 times. I forget about the exact number, but I remember 06 when I stormed the court the first time, not the second time.
Oh, much to the chagrin of your favorite coach.
Yeah, that's right. Walk-ons, get out there, protect us,
He was
serve us.
Devastated.
I'll be in the locker room.
So, having said that,
and we also beat the champion Florida Gators too, and on home court.
We do that on the regular.
Yeah,
but and when they're champions or not champions, just home away doesn't really make a difference. But what I would say is that you likely lose that game, and everybody understands that. Hopefully I'm wrong, then you got a bonus in your back pocket. But if you're 1-2, as predicted, you're fine because things begin to shake out in a favorable manner that suggests you're going to go 10, 11 wins in the conference. And it starts with that Pitt game. Now, you lose that game, okay, you got somewhere else to make it up. You got to figure that out, and I am a little worried about that. But if things fall the way we think they're going to as we look at the schedule in chunks, you're going to say, everything's going according to plan. Everything's where it needs to be. That's a different discussion than I don't like the way we're playing. I just don't like the way we're playing. We don't shoot the ball exceptionally well. We're not getting to the basket. Trent is clearly, I think, plagued a little bit by that foot problem. He doesn't look like the same guy in attacking the rim. Now, there are moments that he does. Into the game, you see some things.
Well, teams are keying on it, too, so it's a combination.
Well, teams are going to lag. They're not going to defend a Terrence Mann, a Trent Forrest, and others that can't shoot. We've got several guys that can't shoot on this team all that well, and they play off of them. It allows them to keep you from getting to the basket. We need these guys to start knocking down shots on the regular.
With Terrence specifically, it's a lack of willingness. That's part of the equation here because he's been better over the last, 2 or 3 games in terms of hitting from three-point. He looks comfortable.
Yeah, he does.
It's not like it's too far away for him. You know what I mean? Like, But sometimes it did. It looked like he was like, I don't want any part of this. Yeah. I mean, that's what his body language reads. He's got an open corner 3, elbow extended, straight on. It doesn't matter. He'd think about it, and then he'd say, here we go again. All right, so we're going to swing the ball around for another 10 seconds, and we'll get a contested runner. Well, he can make the shot. Let's start making it a little bit more. That would go a long way combined with Kofor, who played 29 minutes last night, and that's big time.
Yeah, I love watching how quickly he's coming around, by the way. And listen, again, it's easy. You get caught up in the moment in basketball to see a game or a half or an end-of-game scenario that doesn't go well and then project those things to continue on to the next game. That's not the way it works. You look around the ACC any given night, last night included, upsets happen. People get beat that you never thought would get beat in a manner that you didn't think they'd get beat. And you can't then assume that they're done because you follow them up the next week and you see a game and you flip them on and you go, these guys lost by 10 to BC last week. They're up by 17 with 10 to play over Duke. I mean, it happens in this conference all the time. And I need to remind myself of that when we're going through it because the last 5 minutes of this game last night was embarrassingly bad.
Well, and so was the first half in the sense that if you watched the first few possessions, you knew, oh, man, we're going to overwhelm these guys. And they hit 3 field goals for whatever it was the first 15 minutes of the first half. And yet there they are. They're within not just shouting distance, they're within a possession or two. Why? Because we're not scoring and we're fouling them at every turn. Some of I'd say about in the first half, maybe 20, 30% of those calls, what do we call for? 14 fouls, maybe 4 or 5 of them you go, really? Okay. So we're going to play touch and go here, guys? Is that what we're going to blow tonight? All these whistles, excuse me. But to me, overall, if you look at that first half, it was about things that we did not do. And that's why the game was close going into halftime. If you just looked at up and down the court, we should have been up 8, 12 points. But it wasn't that way. We had to make a basket as time expired. Raekwon Gray to be up 4 at the break.
You know, maybe a lot of this changes. We do go on a nice run there. You mentioned Terrence Mann. I get excited about him returning to practice the day before the Miami game. It's the first time he's been able to come back to practice. So if you get him back and these guys get better and Phil continues to grow in his minutes and obviously Trent Forrest gets healthier, we don't look quite right now is all I'm really getting at. All of these guys seem a little off and for obvious reasons, and some of them are completely legit, although I'm very impressed with Phil so far. But I'm saying the 3 key guys have got to be in good form as we go through the ACC.
Well, Phil's playing with swagger. The way you start off the second half where you're feeding the ball inside of the post, you can't get better looks if you're Kamaje. They just don't go down. So at some point, there was a point where we had a media timeout in the second half where you could say, all right, that's enough. But we bring him back out. First possession, we go back into him. He misses another one. So he's 0 for 6 for the night. That's useless. And then Kamagali comes in and bam, feet gets you going. Offensively, it's like you took the restraints off. We're running down the court. We're able to move all around in the paint. We're much more athletic. There's an identity crisis right now, but that's what Leonard's doing. He's trying to sort out exactly what he has, and he has so many young variables that he's got to figure out who has the chutzpah right here, right now. They're going to develop to be something else, but who has the chutzpah right here, right now that he can trust if he has to go to the bench because somebody has foul trouble?
Yeah, we had Miami was getting to the foul line, and we weren't in a way that's not normal, not the percentages for the two teams. And so I guess you could say that
they were hitting beyond. They were shooting. We talked about it yesterday. Just over 70%.
Yeah. They don't get to the line often, but they made 5 more free throws than Florida State attempted. So that'll keep a game closer than it should be.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it'll do. Yeah, and then you got a little lax when you don't have a basket in the last 4 minutes, guys. got some issues there.
Well, the problem
eventually
is,
we did, obviously. But.
Even when we were going well in the non-conference league, you could see that there was. It reminds me of watching my hockey club. We try to place the ball in the basket with a bunch of passes, and then we find the open guy. And rather than perfect, nobody wants to take the onus on themselves and be the guy. Outside of Savoy, and he was just missing shots left and right, so it didn't matter. But there's a selflessness to this team that sometimes I think it hinders us. We're trying to find somebody else for the open shot, always looking for the other guy. Nobody wants to take a game over. Trent is a candidate to do that. Terrence Mann is a candidate to do that. Phil Kofer is certainly a candidate to do that. But who actually is going to do it? Saturday might provide the opportunity where somebody says, all right, guys. Enough messing around. We're going to lose by 30 if I don't do this right now.
I have a feeling you'll get a good effort. Obviously, that place is going to be jacked. That's going to be a lot of fun, and you can join us on the deck and enjoy the beverages and the delicious pizza and the walkover to watch said game.
Remember XRM when he took over the Duke game? What was that, a couple years ago?
Yeah, XRM was good for that every now and again. You'd go from cursing his name to look at my man.
But you felt it in the half court offense. You're like, God, nobody's making a shot, nobody's taking this over.
Took it over.
And he decided to do that. You need kind of a breakthrough in that regard on Saturday if you're going to get the job done.
The engagement season is over. It's time for some planning. Social Catering has several options for wedding, event, and catering needs. They're Tallahassee's largest catering company, and they manage event spaces at venues like Madison Social, Township, and The Gathering. Good day to be over there, by the way, with all the specials that they have on Madison Social, the social agreement and all that stuff, just as an aside. They can plan all of your wedding events, engagement parties, bridal brunches, rehearsals, even wedding receptions. Whatever the event, they've got you covered. For more details, email matt@madisonsocial.com. That's matt@madisonsocial.com. NFL to talk about. Unfortunately, a lawsuit against Willie Taggart and others to talk about as well. Touch on it momentarily. Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Stop by today or visit LibertyTax.com. Liberty Tax. You do life, we do taxes.
Located at 2210 North Monroe Street next to Chick-fil-A. Call 597-8248.
In 1945, Jack Whitten started a glass company in Tallahassee. Now, over 70 years and 3 generations later, it's still working every day, doing just as Jack wanted, giving his customers real solutions for replacing window glass, providing custom-cut mirrors, and supplying superior bath and shower enclosures. Local building contractors know Whitten Glass takes care of Tallahassee business. They prefer Whitten because of their precision and mastery of eye-catching storefront glass and countertop glass. It's a fact. When you choose Whitten Glass, you're working with real glass people who will take care of you to your complete satisfaction. It's what Jack Whitten wanted, and it's been the Whitten way of doing business for over 70 years. Whitten Glass, Tallahassee's first family in glass since 1945. Call Whitten Glass today or visit them online, 850-222-5781 or whittenglass.com.
Guys, are you tired of being tired? Frustrated because it seems impossible to lose belly fat? If you're looking for a solution, listen to Dave.
Andro 400, I really love it. I've lost 50 pounds. I was a size 38 waist. I've gone down to a 32 waist. My mood has changed. I don't get stressed out. It gave me so much more energy. It feels like I'm 25. I'm so happy. I'm just a completely different man.
Andro 400 Max, an extra strength, all natural testosterone booster. The safe and affordable way to gain energy and lose stubborn belly fat. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Go to andro400.com or call 888-510-9336. That's 888-510-9336.
Games for Less, the only locally owned and operated gaming store in town, has Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used video games and game systems. The future of video gaming is at Games for Less, where they have both the PS4 and Xbox One. It's time to trade in your old systems and elevate your gaming experience now. Games for Less is also your headquarters for the best in retro gaming. It's Atari 2600, original Nintendo, Super NES, or Sega Genesis, you name it. They got it at Games for Less. Games for Less, the Super Walmart Shopping Center on Appalachia Parkway. Give them a call today at 850-219-3535. That's Games for Less.
Did you know that over 90% of male enhancement pills are virtually the same thing that's repackaged, redone over and over again? Why settle for the same old product when you can get something completely different? Something that takes male enhancement into the 21st century. Something that really works. Men, you need to try Noxitril, the all-natural male enhancement formula that will unlock your performance in the bedroom to a level you could only dream of. Try to imagine Viagra on steroids. Noxitril is so powerful, that's why it took years for it to finally become available to the public without a prescription. So call now and take advantage of our special Noxitril free bottle offer today. Oh yeah, we recommend that you use the Noxitril dose as directed. Think of your partner. We certainly don't want you to overperform in the bedroom.
Find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitril while supplies last. Call 800-586-6154. 800-586-6154. Free bottles for a limited time. Call now. 800-586-6154. 800-586-6154.
Yo, where the hell are you?
Dude, I'm here, sitting at the bar. Where are you?
The hell you are? I've been here for 30 minutes.
Erroneous. BS. I've been sitting at this bar for 3 hours drinking pecan whiskey.
We said Pensacola, dude.
Why would we meet there? We're old men, and that's for the kids. Hashtag Northsiders.
Did you just hashtag me?
Hashtag hell yes.
See you in 30. Get the mahi and a beer. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
This is the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Coach Taggart getting sued. Been a rough year. Started off as a great go. I guess I couldn't say rough year. This is 2019. Rough start to this year.
Been a rough 6 months.
Yeah, rough 6 months. What started as such a great turn, dream job. Former Oregon Ducks offensive lineman Doug Brenner is suing Coach Willie Taggart, who was, of course, his coach at Oregon for one season before coming here to FSU. This is part of a lawsuit against the University of Oregon as well, and the NCAA for negligence in off-season workouts. It resulted in the hospitalization of the young man and some others, and injuries in January of 2017. That, according to the Oregonian, originally FSU strength coach, Coach O, as we know him, Oderide, was the strength coach at Oregon at the time, was also named in the lawsuit here, and that lawsuit is seeking $11.5 million in damages. So basically these kids that were part of that workout, you remember we go back to this was documented at the time. We talked about it on the air, now never knowing that Willie Taggart was someday going to be a candidate to be a coach here.
Well, we talked about it too when he was hired, that are you going to bring your strength coach with you? Because don't there have to be questions?
Well, and if you recall, that was also the reason that Willie said that's the one and only time he's ever had a real problem with a journalist or talking to a journalist, and that he was interviewed for that story that originally ran in the Oregonian for over an hour and gave his side of the events and the precautions being taken and quotes and everything else you would need for that story to make it even, if you will. Balanced, I should say.
In presentation, at least.
Couldn't think of the word balanced. Good Lord, Cameron.
We don't live in balanced times, Jeff.
So and so he was frustrated by that. Anyhow, those young men ended up suffering from a syndrome where muscles break down with leakage into the bloodstream and can lead to severe kidney issues. Brenner is alleging some of the injuries he sustained are permanent, according to the Oregonian. So, thus the lawsuit. It involved 3 Oregon football players did the original incident. Brenner's 2 teammates from that time are in the 18-page lawsuit filed at Oregon's Multnomah County Circuit Court. So, obviously, Coach O is here with Coach Taggart. He was also with him at USF, and he was suspended at that time for 1 month without pay for the incident, and Taggart publicly apologized for the incident. But anyhow, nonetheless, not surprising. We live in a litigious society. It's not shocking to find out that there would be a lawsuit filed here. And I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not an expert on these kinds of suits, but I would say that it just adds to the woes publicly for Willie Taggart. I mean, he needs something good to happen to him. And what I mean by that is, from a PR standpoint, Coach Taggart could use some good damn news.
He could. I guess the Akeem Dent news served as good, but they knew about that because he signed early and they had the facts in-house. Maybe some coaching changes at some point here. I get it. It's not all the administration's fault, but, man, does that feel like teeth to get the entire staff settled, I guess I should couch it as. But, yeah, you're right. To me, I was hoping, selfishly speaking, of course, now that we're just talking about winning football games, that when Coach O was hired – we'd see a much bigger jump in our strength and conditioning year to year over Coach
it didn't
Vic.
feel like that happened in 1 year. That can be difficult, though.
We might have had poor habits. I don't know, but if this guy is pushing the people to the brink of the hospital and having to be told, hey, man, ease up a little bit.
You'd like to see evidence of that in the way of growth, size,
responsible
strength,
growth,
right?
responsible strides.
Aggressive.
We didn't see much stronger. I don't know if that was ability or if that was lack of conditioning, but we didn't seem much stronger this past year.
It's just this on the same day where I'm looking at those stats. Our friend David Hale tweeted out today, yards from scrimmage before contact, and we're dead-ass last in the ACC. And Clemson's out there, I don't have them in front of me, but out there at 3.74, I think it is, almost 4 yards before their backs get hit. We're less than a yard.
Well, it's been that way for a long time, too.
It has.
Even though this season felt like 5 years, it's actually been going for close to that. Because remember Dalvin Cook's numbers? He was hit early.
Well, but once he got – it was the numbers that he was like almost 11 yards per carry if he got to the line of scrimmage without being touched.
If he got to the line of scrimmage without being touched.
If he could just get there, Tom.
Good freaking God, man. Get him to the line of scrimmage?
Yeah. Just get to that line of scrimmage, my man was going to do special things.
Yeah, imagine if
he was do special things.
Imagine if that skill set was on Clemson's team this year. He got that 3 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage before he was harmed.
Yeah, and ETN led the ACC in total yards. I mean, he was great, but he's not Dalvin.
No, he's faster, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And it's not like he won't be a good NFL player, but he's faster.
Right.
That's all he's got on Dalvo.
Yeah. Dalvin is special. Vision, setting you up, all that stuff. Strength.
Maybe durability, too. We'll see. Time will tell there.
Yeah, that's been a problem for Dalvin. It seems like you just can't come up for air right now regarding Florida State. I mean, I get it. I mean, I feel like that's the overwhelming response when Florida State football, Coach Taggart, anybody else associated with Florida State football is brought up. You know, yesterday we were locking in on the court report, and we were hyper-focused on you and I doing that court report for the game, and it comes down that, you know, on Instagram, DeAndre Francois announces he's coming back. Well, I don't care what DeAndre Francois announces on Instagram, and so I largely ignored it because it's not like an official report at that time. And then we got into the court report, and I didn't really pay it any attention. But I got home, and I look at Twitter, and I look online, and I see everybody's like, Cameron, are you not going to talk about this? Well, I got to be careful how I say this. I don't like to add to what DeAndre Francois wants and gets from a social media and public standpoint.
Yeah, attention-wise.
Yeah. I don't like to do it. That's not like a binding thing that he – so what? Lots of players say lots of things on Instagram. Now, later on, it's kind of more official. He's taking classes. I said this the day before. You're not going to kick him out of school. He didn't graduate. He has to finish taking classes. He was supposed to, but he didn't. So he's finishing taking classes. That's what he's doing. So you're not going to kick him out of school. nor should you. And I guess all I'll say is this. If he's going to be part of the group in spring, I mean, I'm not a fan of that, but if he wants to do that, again, I don't think you kick him out. I still will tell you I don't think he's going to be here in the fall.
The hard part here is you have to let Kendall take a look at him because now it's Kendall Briles' offense. But you've got to, if you're Coach Taggart, step in, if he even believes this. I don't know that Willie believes it. And you've got to give him the full context on everything there is to do with DeAndre and the dynamics in the locker room. But I don't know how much Willie believes or doesn't believe about DeAndre being a problem in the locker room because he stumped for him at every friggin' turn last year.
Publicly, you're going to do that for your starting quarterback. I understand that. I'm going to hesitate to say much more about this other than let's let this play out. I don't think that DeAndre Francois, I'll stand by what I said. I could be wrong. It may happen that I am wrong. That's fine. It's not that important that I be right about that. It will, however, give a different context to the discussion surrounding Willie Taggart if he is back. I can tell you that. It's a mistake. And I will approach it as such and talk about it as such.
If fans feel like this particular storyline is an anchor, it's just pulling us down a little bit.
They do feel that way.
Are they right to feel that way?
I think so. And I don't believe, again, I think we're getting too far in the weeds here. Kids can say whatever they want to say on social media, and they can talk about unfinished business and all the things they want to do, and that's not necessarily a reflection of what the coaching staff thinks, the university thinks, or the reality of the situation. So, you see things online, decided not to turn pro. Well, turn pro.
Yeah, he mentioned the NFL.
You playing in the CFL? Where are you playing? What are you talking about? But it's not for me to be adversarial here.
Will the whole roster be there for his senior day celebration?
It's the Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
Sunday, it's the divisional round of the NFL playoffs as we bring you a special doubleheader. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, Tom Brady and the Patriots host Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. Then, the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles try to knock off Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. The NFL playoffs are right here.
On 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's Sports Monster.
I'm Michael Blank, attorney with the law office of Jose Fernandez. If you've been in an accident, I know this can be a scary and confusing time. Our firm specializes in handling all types of accident and injury cases. Let us guide you through the process and get you the compensation you deserve. Call 855-HOSE-305 to make an appointment for your free consultation today. If you can't come to us, we can come to you, day or night. Call us now, 855-HOSE-305, the law office of Jose Fernandez. We don't get paid unless you do. Offices, Tallahassee, Miami. Se habla español. JRFinjury.com.
This is Chris Kraft with news that is sure to change the car buying landscape in North Florida. Our brother Peter and I are now the proud new owners of the Infinity dealership in Tallahassee, the all-new Kraft Infinity. As Mercedes-Benz dealers for over 25 years early in our careers, we know how to sell and service Highline vehicles the right way. At Kraft Infinity, our mission statement is simple: to provide our customers with a car buying experience that is unsurpassed in value, consideration for your time, and pure enjoyment. Finally, the Highline experience you deserve, and it's from the Kraft brothers. Infinity is much more than a brand name. It's a lifestyle and it's a statement. And at Kraft Infinity, Peter and I will go beyond your expectations in providing the best sales and service experience in Tallahassee. So come see us at the all-new Kraft Infinity, beyond your expectations, and brought to you by the Kraft brothers. Kraft Infinity, 3355 Capitol Circle Northeast, conveniently located between Home Depot and the I-10 flyover. Call 297-1488 or visit us on the web at craftinfinity.com.
Did you know that over 90% of male enhancement pills are virtually the same thing that's repackaged, redone over and over again? Why settle for the same old product when you can get something completely different? Something that takes male enhancement into the 21st century. Something that really works. Men, you need to try Noxitril, the all-natural male enhancement formula that will unlock your performance in the bedroom to a level you could only dream of. Try to imagine Viagra on steroids. Noxitril is so powerful, that's why it took years for it to finally become available to the public without a prescription. So call now and take advantage of our special Noxitril free bottle offer today. Oh yeah, we recommend that you use the Noxitril dose as directed. Think of your partner. We certainly don't want you to overperform in the bedroom.
Find out how to get a free bottle of Noxitril while supplies last. Call 800-586-6154. 800-586-6154. Free bottles for a limited time. Call now. 800-586-6154. 800-586-6154.
This Day in Sports, brought to you by Superlube. Superlube, 19 Tallahassee area locations. Quick, convenient, no appointment necessary.
This Day in Sports history.
January 10th, 1982. San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Dwight Clark makes a leaping catch in the end zone on a pass from quarterback Joe Montana with just 51 seconds left in the NFC Championship game against the Dallas Cowboys. The play, known as the catch, gave the 49ers a 28-27 victory and a trip to Super Bowl 16.
Want better gas mileage and a longer-lasting engine? Change your oil every 3 months or 3,000 miles, whichever comes first. You know that sticker on your windshield? Don't look at it now. Wait until the next red light. Okay, check the number on your sticker. Then check your odometer. Is it time? There are 19 Tallahassee area Superlube locations, which means there's one close to you right now. No appointments, and you're in and out in no time. You could do this today. Superlube, for better gas mileage and a longer-lasting engine.
How I love to Superlube my car. Yes, sir.
Tonight, it's a Pac-12 battle when UCLA heads to Oregon. Hey, how are you, folks? This is Jason Horowitz of Westwood One. Join Justin Kutcher and PJ Carlissimo live from Eugene for all the action. Can the Bruins win a third straight since firing head coach Steve Alford? Or will the Ducks get their first conference win of the year? Tune in to find out. If it's NCAA basketball, it's right here
on 97.9 ESPN Radio, Tallahassee's sports monster.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. The San Francisco Chronicle is the first to report Heisman Trophy winner Kyler Murray will declare for the NFL Draft before the deadline, which is Monday. As of now, Murray is committed to playing baseball with the Oakland A's, who drafted him in the first round last year. Can Murray succeed in the NFL? ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr.
You think about being a mid-first round pick at 5'8.5", 5'9", 5'9.5" tops. This is groundbreaking. We've never had this before. Okay, and I know today's NFL's changed. You're not in the shotgun. You're almost in punt formation. You're so deep in that backfield, getting that snap. But this is going to be something we've never had before. This is a leap of faith to say, with today's NFL, he can play at 5'8", 5'9", 5'9.5". We'll see.
If Murray ends up going to the NFL, he'd have to return his signing bonus with Oakland, which is almost $4.7 million. Former Packers coach Mike McCarthy tells ESPN's Rob Demovsky he'll sit out the 2019 NFL season, but that he wants to coach again in 2020. McCarthy only pursued one job for next season, and that was with the Jets. The team decided to hire Adam Gase. The Panthers have told linebacker Thomas Davis they will not re-sign him. The 35-year-old Davis says he hopes to find another team for next season. ESPN's Tom Van Haren reports after a redshirt year and a year backing up Dwayne Haskins, Ohio State quarterback Tate Martell may decide to transfer to another school. Other teams can now contact him to see if he's interested in leaving Columbus. Kansas offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey is expected to be named the new head coach at Troy. Lindsey joined the Kansas staff just in December after serving as the offensive coordinator at Auburn.
Broadcasting live from the Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat Studios in the capital city of Tallahassee. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Cornerstone Tool and Fastener on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Well, the Jets went ahead and pulled the trigger for Adam Gase, and what you end up having officially on the show yesterday while we were on the show and or getting off the air, all these other coaches' names and positions kind of filled out with Cleveland and Denver and now New York as the Jets hire Adam Gase. That's not surprising. A lot of people feel like Adam Gase. If you read any number of articles that quote coaches or those that have followed teams that Gase has been a part of, he's well thought of as a coach. Now, it didn't go right for him in Miami, and he won, this is a guy who started out okay and then had it go south on him, and they really struggled offensively this year. I think they were 31st, I read, in yards gained per game this season. That'll hurt your feelings. And, that's a recent continuation of the struggle that he had from the year before, and people get really, really frustrated and antsy by year 3 if you're not moving in the right direction. So I understood how that could happen and why it was that he was fired. I just know that he had the best offense in the NFL in 2013, and he was Denver's offensive coordinator that year, and Peyton Manning threw 55 touchdown passes. You could argue, oh, that's Peyton Manning. Well, yeah, but that wasn't vintage Peyton Manning.
When he came back that first year, though, he was
good.
Godly. Yeah,
he was good. But they really struggled. I don't know if this is more of a reflection on Tannehill or if this is on Gase. But obviously, if you look at their passing offense under him since 2016, they went from 12th to 29th. Pretty quickly, they ended up struggling.
They had some infighting issues, too, remember? I mean, he cast off Jay Ajayi to the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles last year, and Devontae Parker was a problem. Jarvis Landry was an issue. So I don't know if he's able to command a locker room. We're going to find out. I mean, the way that people cover the football teams up in New Jersey is big. So you'll hear everything there is to know about whether or not he can actually run a program rather than be a coordinator. But it's a young quarterback and a quarterback whisperer. That's like all the rage these days. Can you cultivate the quarterback we have on the roster or go cultivate a brand new one? That's pretty much every hire, it feels like, these days.
I'm just blown away by how frequently these hires happen. I understand it now. It is it's an era in the NFL where people believe you can win quickly with young quarterbacks, so you don't even get a pass if you have a rookie. Now, what they did in Arizona was absurd. That's a raw deal for Wilkes. That's crazy. You fire a guy after one season. What are we doing? That's just nuts. But when you look around the league, look at the Jets, for example. We're talking about the Jets. So Adam Gase will be the head coach in 2019. Todd Bowles was a rookie head coach in 2015. He went 10-6. He went 10-6 his first year. So now you fast forward to 2016. He's in year 2. It doesn't go well. He's out of a job until he comes to Tampa Bay as the DC now, that quickly. So the guy has a winning record, 4 games over 500, his rookie season as a head coach. The following year, they begin to digress a little bit, and he's out of a job. 2018 is last season. In 2015, if I tell you you're going to go 10-6 with a rookie head coach, and the following year you're going to take a step back, is he going to be out of a job by 2018, the very next year?
Well, Dirk went 9, yes. Dirk went 9-7.
He did. It was first year?
Yeah, first year. Mm-hmm. Went 6-10, Jameis rookie year. That was Lovey. Fired. Dirk elevated 9-7,
and then backwards.
A couple of 5-11s. Yeah.
Rex Ryan went 9-7 in 2009, made the playoffs. Eric Mangini was their head coach in 2006. How quickly that happens, right? Mangini's the head coach in 2006, went 10-6, was out of a job by 2009.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he works for Fox.
He works for Fox.
He's on with Colin all the time and all those guys.
Oh, okay. I wonder. Yeah, once he was. That's the funny thing about being off ESPN. We can all hate on ESPN.
Yeah, but once you're gone, you're gone.
Well, when you're off ESPN, you're just into. Unless you're doing live sports,
or if you're doing something for CBS, and we love Gary Parrish, but like Jim Rome, nobody knows where he is.
CBS Sports Network.
Nobody has any idea where he is. Nobody's heard Jim Rome.
Brand new studio clones.
10 years. Al Groh. Good old Al Groh was the head coach with the Jets. That didn't last very long. 2001, Herm Edwards was the head coach. 2000, Al Groh was the head coach.
Wow.
Al Groh went 9-7.
Al Groh went 9-7?
Yeah.
How about that?
Sorry-ass Al Groh went 9-7. Sorry-ass Herm Edwards went 10-6.
Well, he beat the bejesus out of the Colts in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it was like 41-0. It was something stupid.
Yeah, it's an interesting time to look at these quarterbacks and these coaches and the marrying of young guys and limited opportunities to get it right. What do you think of the Fangio hire?
That's interesting because
they go defense there, yeah.
But Kubiak is going to be the OC.
Mm-hmm.
So they bring him back to run the offense but not run the entire operation. I like that. I just don't know if they have the horses to do anything about it. As in Keenum, I don't know what you can get out of him. And
not enough.
In this day and age.
Not enough.
Well, need to do a
play
lot
the
of
clip.
work.
Yeah, need a lot of work. Yeah.
You're in a division with Kansas City.
Yeah,
so,
no.
I mean, that's...
yeah.
Then again, Chicago got to the point where they're a field goal away from moving on to this part of the playoffs, and they were all defense. So, I mean, it can be done.
They had defense. Well, hold on now. They had a good year. Nagy did a great job. They were good on offense this year, by and large, by Bears standards especially. They were pretty good. Trubisky came along, and that offense was catered in the right way. They were much better than we traditionally. Now, they were great on defense, obviously. They were first in points per game on defense.
Yeah, they also picked up, a guy named Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
that changed everything about their defense.
First in takeaways, and this is why Fangio has the job, by the way. But Fangio was great as a defensive coordinator in San Francisco. He was very, very good in Carolina in the mid-'90s. He was obviously great this year in Chicago. So his track record in his career is that of coaching dominant defenses. I just like they went that route. A lot of guys now, everybody wants the hot hand offensively. Everybody's looking at what you do with your quarterbacks. But Fangio and that defense, it's a league of offense these days, and the Bears defense dominated people.
It still can be done. This past weekend was all about defense. What was the highest scoring team? What was it, 24? Was it Dallas with 24?
24-22 win there. What?
Andy put up 21.
What did L.A., the Chargers put up?
Might have been more, but yeah. Nobody touches 30. And this weekend you might have 3 teams touching the 30s in terms of the winners.
It's interesting. You get to the playoffs, obviously you look at, especially in the first round, a lot of unders, a lot of good defensive play. The weather worsens. Defenses, now all of a sudden we don't have another game or 6 more games or 8 more games to play. Everybody's ratcheted up and hyper-focused now. We're down to the nitty-gritty. You're going to get everybody's best effort on every play. I'm not saying that guys take plays off all during the year. I'm saying it's easier mentally not to be as locked in at all times when you got 14 more of these to play. But when you're down to 2.
Well, the Chargers only scored 23, so there you go. It can be done through
a lot
defense.
Of field goals.
That's why Fangio's getting a look, but I don't know. That's an interesting hire because you have an up-and-coming defensive coach, which is the outlier. But then you go get a retread, but Kubiak is beloved in that organization, obviously.
I will tell you this, by the way, as far as divisional round looks, you know how last week I was sitting there telling you, we see it, we feel it, we got it right. We both did. You and I, we love those games. We thought the road teams were in great shape, and it turned out to be true by and large. I did like Dallas to beat Seattle, and they did, but I liked the Chargers to go on the road and win. I liked Indy to go on the road and win. We talked all about that. I picked Philadelphia, at least with the points, but I took them on the money line as well. I just thought that was a mistake that Chicago made by allowing, by kicking the Vikings out of the playoffs. But this week, and traditionally speaking, we can get into this, but this looks like a whole bunch of home teams winning.
Really? That's interesting.
I think the Chiefs, and I think the Rams, and I think I'm torn on the Chargers-Patriots. It's the only one I'm really torn on, but I think the Saints will beat the Eagles too. So
pressure's on the Rams. This is the exact opposite of last week. That building, first of all, there's going to be a ton of Cowboys fans in the building, so it's going to be close to a neutral site atmosphere. You know how L.A. is. It's like Tampa in that sense. A lot of transients, and so the Cowboys are going to have a lot of people in the stands. But all the pressure is on them. The defense knows what's about to happen if they lose this game and they give up 300-400 yards of offense. So, to me, I think the Cowboys can play footloose and fancy-free, and that's rare for Dallas. Usually, the pressure's all on them.
Yeah, here's the whole thing. These two teams have the number 1 and number 2 ranked backs in all of football. Number 1 and 2 in scrimmage yards over the last 2 years, Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley.
I mean, you give me Dallas's front 7 over LA's front 7, even though LA has one of the best players in the game.
All I'll tell you is I find it very curious that neither one of us would feel real good about having to rely on either one of those quarterbacks to win me the game. So
I feel better about Prescott. I feel markedly better about Prescott.
I probably do too. I don't like it, though. I mean, I think he excels when they get Zeke going nuts. You got to let Zeke touch it 30 times.
Problem they got is they've got Amari Cooper, who they traded for, obviously.
Right.
But then what? Is Cole Beasley, what percent? 70%, 80% of that ankle. Alan Hearns almost had his foot ripped out of his body. So I don't know.
Here's what's weird, though, and I am really stunned by this. It's just, how do you have that guy? How do you have Donald? How do you have the guys that they have, Sue and the rest of them? The Rams allowed a league worst 5.1 yards per rush this year. That's nuts.
That's dangerous.
But that's why I go back to Zeke. He better touch it 30-plus times in this game, period. He's got to. He's averaging nearly 30 touches over the last 8 games. They figured out the formula. There's no secret. Their season turned around when they went, this is less about Dak and a lot more about that guy.
Plus, you can get 7 points right now if you're taking Dallas.
Oh, well, now that's a different conversation, Tom. You're talking about points, and I will be looking very closely at those points. But we're talking about straight-up winners, too, right here for this purposes of this discussion.
I think it's a split, probably.
Well, maybe you and I will have to do some.
I'll take the roads, and you take the homes. We'll see what happens.
We can talk. Yeah, I'm going to study a little bit tonight. I gotta hunker down.
I see.
Got to hunker down a little bit. Right. I'm not fully committed.
We'll see you on my side tomorrow.
Well, I don't know if we'll see me on your side about winners.
Okay.
Numbers, I'm already in agreement with you on numbers.
There are a lot of good numbers
There's a lot of great numbers out there, sir. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 97.9 ESPN Radio.
Sorry, boys, I did not have time to pack.
We got this.
It's right here, guys.
We got this.
I thought I could handle it.
We got this.
Moving doesn't have to be a hassle. Call us first at 2 Men and a Truck. No matter the move, home or business, we'll make it a smooth one.
I forgot something.
We got this.
We have over 80 Ram 1500s in stock with up to $11,000 off MSRP. You can't go wrong. Motor Trend Truck of the Year and up to $11,000 off MSRP. It's the deal of the year. There's only one place to go. Tallahassee Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat on the corner of West Tennessee and Capitol Circle. We're right on the corner and always right on the price. Or visit us on the web at TallahasseeDCJ.com. Dealer retains all rebates and incentives plus tax, tag, and dealer fee.
You check things all the time, like your email every 10 seconds, or your ex's Instagram. But what about checking something as important as your credit? Well, Discover makes it quick, easy, and best of all, free. Discover is now offering FICO credit scores to everyone for free, even if you're not a customer. And checking your score won't hurt your credit. We call it the Discover Credit Scorecard. And once you know your score, you should check to see if your current credit card is the best fit for you. Check your credit, compare your card. Go to discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
You have to be up in 5 hours. 2 hours. 6 minutes, and you haven't slept a wink. ZzzQuil Pure Z's is a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake with no next-day grogginess. So tonight, try new ZzzQuil Pure Z's from the sleep experts at Vicks ZzzQuil.
Get excited, Whataburger fans. Our one-of-a-kind mushroom Swiss burger is back.
If you love mushrooms, you're going to love this burger.
2 patties, 2 slices of Swiss cheese, 2 layers of mushrooms. These mushrooms are beautiful.
It's a really good balance between hearty and savory. That au jus sauce on top.
The creamy au jus sauce. It really sets it apart.
Just adds flavor that makes you go, wow. It is just absolutely amazing.
It's not just a mushroom Swiss burger. It's a Whataburger mushroom Swiss burger. Here for a limited time.
You're locked in with the Jeff Cameron Show on 97.9 ESPN Radio.
The rumor out there that Steve Earle may be on his way to Tally.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You just reminded me of that when I heard the bumper. And I will be there with you. That'll be a good show.
I missed Steve Earle in Brighton.
A day.
In Brighton, England by 1 day. We were in London that night.
And then ran into a guy that you became friends with who was at the show.
That's my road dog right there. Tim, man. Yeah. Tim from the Duke of Wellington pub in Brighton, England.
Good on you, Tim. I will say this, coming up next, The Soccer Guys. Great show every time. Can't wait to hear it. I'll be listening on my way home. And in addition to that, great programming continues here on 97.9 ESPN Radio. Should be noted, 8:45 tonight, UCLA-Oregon basketball.
That's
Look
correct.
what we're doing for you Pac-12 lovers.
We'll also have on Monday night Syracuse and Duke. So they turn around quickly just like we do.
Boom.
Play a Saturday-Monday deal. And Syracuse is 2-0 in the conference so far. So there you go.
Well, I know. It's good that we've got all this college basketball on, and we've got more NFL coming up with the playoffs, of course. And we've got all kinds of time to talk about this tomorrow. But I see where you were going last segment where we were talking about the idea that you could just take all the road teams, or the underdogs, if you will, and probably split.
Which happen to be all road teams.
Yeah. Well, and that's normal, right? We get to a place now where the teams at home have earned this, and they've usually put together quite the record to do it.
But they're all over that 4-point plateau, or that 3.5. You know what I mean? So that means that even on a neutral field, these home teams would be the favorites.
I've gotten to where I'm on my man, Phillip Rivers. I'm on my man, Angry Phillip Rivers, and I still am. I know how good Tom Brady's been at home. I know how good New England's been historically in the playoffs at home, but
it's all about that LA defense. It's all about Derwin James against either Gronk or somebody in the slot. King, what is he able to do? And then will that pass rush get home?
They're going to talk about Tom Brady targeting running backs to throw the football and how the Chargers have struggled with that. I don't think they will here. I think the Chargers will be great against it because it's a different ball game in the playoffs, and they have the personnel to do it with all the safeties. They can do it. I think they'll be good against it. Tom isn't throwing the ball down the field consistently well like he has in the past, and Gronk is not what he used to be. I just don't know if the Chargers, the LA Chargers, have their legs. That's a lot of games and a lot of being on the road. They're great on the road, but that's a lot.
They're used to it. Yeah, I'm just going to stick with they're used to it. And besides, if you can get them at over a field goal. Philly, I'm sorry, New England likes to win these games by a field goal.
That's true. I love it. I'm turning you into a monster. You're like, well, hold on, Jeff. We're getting points here.
Well,
I'm just talking about winners.
I agree. You're correct. But when you feel like you're on a roll, you're all the more engaged. And I had a good weekend.
We both
got a beat on this one. So.
All right. Well, we'll talk more about it off air coming up next. That's what we'll do. And meanwhile, everybody else will be listening to the Soccer Guys. Good work out of you. Good work, Matthew. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Be well, everybody.